Building the Montreal Snowhawks has been one of the most fun projects I've done in a long time. Constructing a team with undrafted free agents and practice squad talent has been a challenge, but we're now at the point, 6 seasons in, where we can legitimately compete for a championship. We need to make the final moves to help us succeed in the postseason. But we enter this season with something I never considered possible, and that is one of the best young playmakers in the entire league. Playmaker Denario Barnes took over year 6 as an undrafted wide receiver with superstar development and 99 speed. These opportunities don't happen often, but he went on to win Rookie of the Year, growing into our #1 wide receiver while also taking snaps at running back and using his skills on special teams. This season, I truly think we have everything in place to make a great run at a title. So let's get back to work. Welcome to year 7. Jackson again on 3rd down. It's a 4-man rush. The pressure is there, and what a play! He picked it! The rookie just jumped for the football. It's Miguel Ortiz. Got to get to the 21. Burrow, end zone. Not this time. Intercepted. Azarie Thomas. Downfield, he is open. Blaylock, catch and run. See ya. 3rd and 6. Space play. Barnes gets the first down and takes off for the touchdown. Dunn is the motion man. Barnes the target. He's got it and room to run. Can they get him? He turns the corner. Denario Barnes, touchdown, Montreal. Back again with the Snowhawks today, looking to build upon another successful year. We've won 11 games in back-to-back seasons. Now we want to do what it takes for us to go further. We need to put this team in a position to now win games in the playoffs. Our only game this year was against the Tennessee Titans, and our defense did not hold up very well against Bo Nix. The Titans scored 35 points, and we weren't able to do nearly enough. Denario Barnes had 2 touchdowns in that game, and after winning Rookie of the Year, having that great rookie season, I can't wait to see year 2, because I think he has even more potential. He is going to be listed this season as our #1 receiver, and that's going to change some of the routes he ends up running. I still want to give him chances in the backfield. Our offense runs through the most dynamic young playmaker, not just on the team, but in the entire league. Our defense now has a pair of superstar X-Factor corners. Azarie Thomas and Tyrell Matthews have been 2 of my favorite players on this team. Deontay Mallard was our CB3 last year. He could return in that role. And I still have the wish that we could find a way to get some young upside at edge rusher. It's hard to come by. Those players are not usually going undrafted. Cornerbacks that have a high ceiling don't usually either. We were lucky to get Denario Barnes last year. I wonder if this next offseason can give us another difference maker or 2 at a spot we need it. Having a dominant playmaker, that's going to help us tremendously. Again, we have no changes with our coordinators, so our strong staff remains intact going into our 7th season. That's wild. This is going to be 7 years. I'll attempt to sign Deontay Mallard to a 2-year deal. That's successful. We'll sign Manuel Cruz at tight end. I'll even look to bring back J.J. Parsons. But I think we'll leave these players unsigned, including Mac McWilliams and Xavier Thomas, 2 longtime players. But at this point, we need to get younger at a couple positions, edge rusher being one of them. Thomas has had a long career with us. He peaked with 10.5 sacks back in 2027. That would have been our 2nd year. And he had 8 a couple years back. But we're playing some different edge rushers, and we're going to move in a new direction. I want to thank you all again for continuing to support this series. The feedback is a lot of fun to read on each video. There are so many that are seeing the channel for the first time because this is one of my rare series that's kind of been pushed out by YouTube to new viewers, and it's great to see that so many enjoy the series. And if you are just checking this out, you know, I do other franchise, dynasty content, but this is certainly unique and is kind of the start of me being a little bit more experimental on the channel with new series. But just all the positivity down there and so many fun jokes and everything about the series. I really enjoy reading those. So thank you for all the great feedback and enjoying some good old short form content here on YouTube. We're about to hit our off season. I did trade away our picks this year, so I won't have anybody to trade off of the roster. Late retirements not affecting the Snowhawks. We've had one player retire in the entire series, and that was Kamani Vidal. We'll take a look at our roster here as we enter the preseason, aka our offseason. At quarterback, we got 3 veterans. We're going to stick with those guys unless there is a really intriguing third quarterback option. We have 4 running backs. This could be a big season for Elijah Dunn as he has the same overall as Quentin Whiteside. At receiver, Cole Bradford and Denario Barnes are the 2 younger players with pretty good ceilings. Victor Vega might be a roster bubble player at 29. Between him and Adonai Mitchell, do we really have room for both? Jeremy Blaylock remains the top tight end. I have quite a few on the roster. Kyle McCann is one of our best offensive linemen. Connor Logan at left guard. I like Jorge Quintana. Yeah, I wish we could get a little bit higher rate of that O-line. It's tough in the postseason when you've got to match up against like Jeffrey Simmons and there ain't much you can do. We have Brandon Sheffield here on the edge. He's 25 and one of our younger edge rushers. We simply need more young talent, ideally with a dev trait. Joel Newton, Chad Jennings at defensive tackle. Jennings, one of our better breakout players the last couple years on the defensive side of the ball. And then at linebacker, you got Nick Matias and Jordan Rivera. Both have been standout players now for a while. I wouldn't mind a coverage linebacker to start focusing on just having some depth there. It's tough to have a third linebacker step in when there's an injury. We only have 3 cornerbacks right now, but it's the 3 starters. So we need to get some depth. We'll figure that out. Artie Barlow at safety, Emmett Barnes. We could afford to get a little bit younger depth for one of these spots. But let's begin another offseason. There ain't no way what's that? Justin Jefferson's a free agent and I just have to sit here and not sign him to pair up with Denario Barnes? There's no way I can top last year, though. The first player I clicked on was Denario Barnes. It's all downhill from there, guys. It can't be better. Justice Pleasant was just on our roster, and I could look to bring him back. How many years experience? He has 2. That means he has practice squad eligibility. He probably gets signed off the practice squad, but I might as well bring him back. Oh, and of course, if he's under practice squad eligible, everybody here is eligible to go on the practice squad, obviously. Eric Lobato, we got a 70 overall, second-year player. Decent ratings. At this point, I've been cutting a lot of offensive linemen that I actually thought had decent ceilings at one point. Let's go by positions here. We're going to look for quarterbacks that have a dev trait. We found one actually not that long ago, and I ended up just sticking with J.J. Parsons. But you never know. Like Shaq Dobbins, if you're starting off one of these series, and I love seeing in the comments some of you have actually been doing your own experience of the Montreal Snowhawks with these rules. You'd ideally start off with a quarterback like Shaq Dobbins, 21 years old, good enough arm strength, good enough mobility, good enough short accuracy. You got a starting point right there. I just don't know if there's a path on our roster is all. Oh my! What? X Factor quarterback! That's why you look, guys. I've seen a superstar. In my Steelers franchise, Isaiah Anthony, Eddie Devlin, superstar X Factor at 63 overall. You guys want a quarterback controversy? Oh, a superstar? Damian Lovelock. Of course the game waits until we're in year 7 and they give us an X Factor and a superstar. Of course I'm going to sign both. But realistically, what are we going to do? Develop them, of course. I think J.J. Parsons just lost his roster spot. I can't believe the game waited this long. That ain't right. Darius Taylor. Good Gopher running back. Or in this case, Rhode Island running back. Star Dev? I don't know. At this point, you know, you see a dev trait and you're excited. It's what you're looking for. But even if you get what you want, is there a roster spot? All right, I'm signing Darius Taylor. I can't say no. Any 99 speed receivers this year? Nope. The best we can do is 94. Some of these guys I know right off the bat are like practice squad at best players. Nick Painter is one of those guys. I think I'll sign Ben Hampton. He has 75 awareness. That's what stands out here for a 66 overall pass protector. I feel like that would actually be intriguing depth to start developing. And here's what we're left with at edge rusher. We only have a handful of players. 6 options. One of them isn't even a rookie. They're all getting drafted. Oh, and these 2 guys aren't really edge rushers. If you look at the athleticism, this is harder than quarterback, especially this year. I almost have to just like move somebody. Maybe there's an outside linebacker that can actually rush the passer, but is like listed at a different archetype or something. 59 is the best we can do there. 60. All right, maybe this theory is quickly proven incorrect. I'm going to sign Shane Madigan. 88 speed, 82 hit power, and he's a coverage emphasis player. I'm going to sign a 357-pound nose tackle, Vince Tillman. I know I need to sign some cornerbacks. I'll get started here with Jonathan Abbott. Not really impressed with this class. And I think we're going to sign Matthias Amaya at safety, a hybrid guy. Oh my, an X-Factor linebacker was picked up by the Bills. And we're going to trade for him. We are able to trade for undrafted free agents on other rosters. One of our nice little perks in this series. What's it going to take? A 6th rounder. 68 overall. This might be a good one here. Manuel Vallis. Yep. I think I want to bring him in now, and we'll have like 9 tight ends on the roster. That's fine. I feel like undrafted free agency is something they could explore to make a deeper feature in the game. Because the way it is right now is you sim to preseason week 1, and the CPU gets the first pick of all the undrafted free agents. And you're just left, you know, basically picking of who they don't select. So not only do we have to wait to see who gets drafted, they can draft before us, but they also get undrafted free agents before us. And I would love to see a system where after the draft is over, there is some sort of mini game where you're talking to UDFAs and trying to convince them to sign, because it's kind of a scramble after the NFL draft is over. And it's become a big tool for a lot of teams that rely on that to get depth, and they target a big list of players. And every year there's always a couple names that break some sort of signing bonus record. Like imagine it was just like a 10-minute little mini game where you've got the entire list of free agents. I don't know, you have to shield the ratings to some degree. Maybe what happens is you get like their scouting letter grades and then like maybe a letter grade that kind of reflects their overall, maybe an overall range. Or if it just told you, like, hey, these guys have hidden development, and now you have a chance to compete with everybody to sign who's out there. I'm going to take Marquise Hull off your hands, if you don't mind, New England. But yeah, if undrafted free agency had its own little mini game, that would be super cool. I guess I can't trade with New England right now. Like, imagine you're in that hypothetical mini game and it shows that there are 2 hidden dev quarterbacks. And then in real time, you have to negotiate against other teams and try to come to some sort of an agreement. Like, it would be a great way to end the draft season. All right, so we've made a few more additions to our roster. These are the signings that we've ended up making this year. One of the players I'm excited to track this year is Miguel Ortiz, and we got him last season. And he's a superstar X-Factor defensive tackle who still has ways to go, but power moves is about to hit 80, and he becomes a 72 overall. We're going to do the preseason training with him and develop him over the course of this year, and the hope is that maybe by the end of the season, he's a starting caliber player. Let's check our position battle storyline, and we'll see what we can do in training this year. Elijah Dunn, once again. He's now the same overall as Quentin Whiteside, and Whiteside's coming off a down season. He only had 563 yards rushing. He's now 28 years old, and he's actually regressed a little bit, a tiny bit. We've got Eddie Devlin doing this pocket presence drill this year, the superstar X-Factor undrafted quarterback. How exciting is that? So with the development traits, he's going to basically be our QB3. And we'll see how quickly he can develop, try to rise up the depth chart, maybe become the second quarterback at some point. But the plan will remain to continue starting Max Wilbon, who's coming off of a 4,500 yard season, the best year of his career. All we have to do is get Wilbon to figure out how to play average in September, and he's going to be a really good quarterback. But man, we have started the season in back-to-back years, 2-4, and I'd sure like this year to be different. I wasn't sure if I should give this drill to Damian Lovelock, the superstar development quarterback who's a 56. But I think if I get a decent score, I can get a skill point with Max Wilbon. And he's like an 82 overall quarterback. You know, certainly not a guy you really think about replacing. But when you got a rare opportunity, I mean, there are some of you where if you were in control right now, you would definitely be starting the X Factor. I can't hit the short one. That's money right there. There we go. One more. Finish strong, Max. With Quentin Whiteside now at 28 years old, is it time to make Elijah Dunn the #1 running back? Regardless, I think both have roles. But Elijah Dunn has been developing and preparing to become the starter, and this is probably the time. He doesn't really need the extra boost, but Denario Barnes will be getting the training camp chance, as my goal is to get us off to a much better start. I don't want 2-4 again. Eventually, you're not going to be able to fix it. So I don't have all of our abilities just going to development. I have some, but I'm leaving some slots open, so in week 1 we can use some coach boosts, and I want to get Barnes a couple extra upgrades to hopefully give us a better chance in the first month of not having another bad September. I just love running this route every time I do this drill. You get to the outside, fake him in, and then you have an illegal catch that gets you a gold medal. I remember seeing Trent Williams do this drill back in the day, and that's when I knew he was going to be a Hall of Fame tackle. All right, for trench battle, we're going to go with the Superstar X Factor Miguel Ortiz. I think this year we use Ortiz more, and because of wear and tear, I have to use like 4 defensive tackles pretty often. And I want Ortiz to be our closer. He comes in fresh in the fourth quarter and just takes down quarterbacks. There we go. I think we found the move that works. Come on, Ortiz. We got to go for gold on this one. Oh, the spin. He's versatile. I got gold on 2 reps. I've never done that. I didn't even know you could. Hey, he's a superstar X Factor. Now allow me to set my personal high score that I'll totally not remember what it is. But that is probably my cleanest attempt of that drill. What do we think of the mustard yellow long sleeves? This is Emmett Hess, a relatively unknown linebacker in this series, but he's a 71 overall. He has star dev. So I'm trying to develop a third linebacker, and right now he feels like our best chance. So he's getting the extra opportunity. You got Sean Mickens. He didn't fumble, though. I'm thankful they're not making me do this drill against Denario Barnes, or I don't know if I'd even get bronze. I got Tyrell Matthews here. I just don't know who else to use. Like, he's our highest rated DB, and the chance to maybe get him an overall or 2 higher is, I think, valuable. But we don't really have a young secondary player that I think has a big ceiling. And the best chance to maybe find that guy is going to be signing players off of a practice squad somewhere. Oh, what a catch. So doing that drill with Devlin got him 6 upgrades thanks to the camp counselor coachability. So we'll see how much better we can make him. But he's not going to really be at QB2 level yet. That's still going to be Markel Pearson. His arm strength is below average, and that's limiting. There we go. That's a 2-point jump on that upgrade. Eddie Devlin. Let's go one more into improviser. 69 overall as an X Factor rookie quarterback. +2 speed. I have never seen a quarterback get +2 speed. It's now 78. Slightly better. 83 short, 82 medium, 86 throw on the run. Could be talking about a QB2 before too long. And hey, we have to set an ability, right? He's a 69 overall. That gets an X Factor. Yeah, we can give him Bazooka. So he has 86 throw power until he hits a couple throws. I think you go Omaha. That feels like one of the most OP options. Where you can just see the coverage they're in. Like you're Peyton Manning. Denario Barnes is about to become our highest rated receiver ever. And short route running could use a little boost. Playmaker is probably still the best one for us to focus on, but we'll go slot with this. Not get any short route running. Now we get the 2-point jump. And this one gets us 5 awareness, 3 short route running. Do it again, run it back to 84. We get 3 short route running. Good. And now that's up to a 79. I think we just do it again. 85 overall, Denario Barnes. And he unlocks an ability slot. Steamroller. Ball carriers with this ability retain more of their forward momentum during tackles while traveling at high speeds. Fastest steamroller I ever saw. And let's go short elite. That might help out with his route running. And the short routes aren't going to be as benefited by his blazing speed as I think the deeper routes will be. Return man honestly sounds very valuable. An increased chance to break the first tackle on a kick return. That might be more valuable on a punt return. Let's go mid in elite. I'm just going to run digs all day long. Miguel Ortiz is next, and this will take him into the mid-70s. And his power rushing is game ready. It's ready to make an impact. His finesse is actually getting more of a boost from these upgrades. This time it's +2 finesse. It's still doing better. And we'll go nose tackle because eventually he's going to have to play all the downs and stop the run. Miguel Ortiz, 23 years old, 91 strength, 78 block shed, 82 power move. Last season, what did he do for us? He had no sacks, but he had an interception. It was a sick play. He's getting his first sack this year. Improving the coverage of Emmett Hess. And he's going to be a 72. Elijah Dunn just became our highest rated running back on the roster. Here are the ratings currently. 93 speed, 90 carrying, good change of direction. I honestly think this upgrade needs to go to receiving back. It's not going to push his overall up, but we need the catching better. And that just got to 70. That's what I wanted. I think there, I'm happy. I probably don't need to do too many more of those upgrades. And with 10k XP to upgrade, I'm not going to have many chances. But it's time to increase that workload and see if he can really be that lead running back. Kyle McCann at left tackle. That's a run blocking oriented upgrade, and the 81 overall will go agile. And we'll be upgrading him again very soon. And Tyrell Matthews will become a 92 overall with this man cover upgrade. He now has 96 man, 89 zone, 90 press, and is the number 3 corner in the game. Shutdown, that's got to be his X factor. I've already had his abilities set up because he was already a superstar. Outside shade, inside shade. These are all like man cover oriented. If you can have a number 1 cornerback you can trust to play man coverage, quarterback's going to have a tough time. It appears we just swept the preseason, I believe for the first time. Nobody's injured. We won 3 games. And here are the stats. I made sure Eddie Devlin would get some chances. He threw 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. On the ground, Elijah Dunn outplayed Quentin Whiteside and has won the battle as Whiteside also fumbled the ball and Dunn had scored 2 touchdowns. Cole Bradford. It was his show here in the preseason as Denario Barnes took it easy, 4 catches, 47 yards. And on defense, that's a lot of interceptions for 3 exhibition games. Not bad, guys. 2 sacks for Jennings, 2 for Sheffield. Uh-oh, he's back. He's back, everybody. Running back Elijah Dunn. Been putting in some good reps. You said to sync up this week, so here I am. Am I getting named starter or what? Congratulations, Elijah Dunn will be our starting running back to open the year. This means everything to me, Coach. I won't let you down. You know, we've really come a long way from the interactions with players that we had in Madden last year. And that's a good thing. I'm never deleting that clip. I'm keeping that forever. Bonus off-season time, guys. We can sign new players. Guys, we have 2 24-year-old running backs. And they're 80-plus overall. All right, Tyquan Weber. Star dev in his 3rd season. Who cut him? Who cut this guy? The ratings are very Elijah Dunn. I'm signing him. And then Darrell Abraham. Normal dev. All right, I don't think he's nearly as good. And I can only have so many roster spots dedicated to running backs. So someone else can sign him. Wow. Hugh Jackson. Safety. At the very least, he's going on the practice squad. Donovan Lauderdale, 72 overall cornerback. Probably an auto sign just based off of the overall. I still have to fill out that part of the depth chart. So these players were basically already free agents or they were part of final cuts. Now let's go to players that made it to a practice squad. Future starter trade target young, Tim Russell. Wow, no dev trait, and he's in his 3rd season. I didn't see that coming. For some teams, he'd make a lot of sense. We are not that team. Oh, this could be a steal for us. 73 overall rookie guard. That's like a 1st-round caliber player with hidden dev, and you thought you could keep him on your practice squad. You thought you could hide him on the practice squad. No, I don't think so. Aiden Hill will take care of you. Edge rushers, come on. I would trade the X Factor quarterback for like a 74 overall star dev edge rusher if I could. Morgan Bates. I really want a dev trade. Is that too much to ask for? Edge rusher just isn't giving me nearly as much to work with. There are actually a couple good cover linebackers on a practice squad here. And we're going to sign Jonathan McDonald off of the Texans practice squad. 76 zone coverage. Could put him in linebacker 3 territory. Trevon Gregory. 80 man coverage and 71 zone. Not a bad combination to put onto our roster. While we're at it, we're going to sign Robert Williams off of the Buccaneers practice squad. He's a pretty good zone cover safety. And now all I have to do is cut 26 players. We will be releasing quarterback J.J. Parsons. And Damian Lovelock is going to go to the practice squad. Running back is now more competitive because of Tyquan Weber. I'd also like to keep Cliff Pierman. We'll see if I can find room for 4 true running backs and a fullback. So we're actually going to be releasing Manuel Cruz as we now have some star dev backup tight ends. We will indeed be releasing Victor Vega this year. The cuts are just getting tough. I still have 5 to go. Jake Holt is getting released. We're going to favor the young dev trait tight ends. We're going to cut Isaiah Finch. Ben Ventura will be put on the practice squad. Vernon Smith will as well. And we're going to release Kurt Daniels. We are down to a 53-man roster. We already lost a player in Vernon Smith as we've made it to week 1. It all starts against the Miami Dolphins. Final preparations for the season. Here is Miguel Ortiz. And a +3 power move boost. We'll upgrade Eddie Devlin. He's now a 70 overall rookie quarterback. And Jose Cruz, the slot receiver, gets a slot upgrade and is now a 73. Here is our team entering the newest season of the Montreal Snowhawks franchise. Denario Barnes is the #1 receiver. The offensive line remains the same. We haven't changed much. We're going to give fullback Delonte Parham the all-day ability. Blockers with this one allow less frequent shed attempts by their block target. Here's the defense. We weren't able to find that young edge rusher that changes everything. I'd like to play more of Brandon Sheffield. There's a significant awareness gap between him and Javier Villa. That's like 10 points. So I view Sheffield as more of a rotate in later in the game kind of player. Like, most of the skills look really good. It's just the intangibles keep his overall weighed down. We're going to give Azarie Thomas the Zone Hawk ability. The flat zone KO, and he's dominant on those. And cover 2. He's picked up some interceptions doing that. Deep zone knockout, and mid zone KO. So his abilities are set up differently than Tyrell Matthews. We're going to give Jordan Rivera the shutdown X Factor. I kind of want to use this closer ability. This makes it easier for him to enter the zone in the second half of games. And mid zone knockout I think will be a good one. We're going to go with Out My Way, short route KO, and mid zone KO on linebacker Nick Matias. I feel like Artie Barlow doesn't really have access to the really good abilities yet at safety. Maybe Reach Elite. I don't have the good cover ones with him. I need to get Chad Jennings to 85 as well for better defensive tackle abilities. Miguel Ortiz is going to have unstoppable force. We can only give him one. Actually, can I give him any other ability? All right, I guess we're locked until he reaches a higher overall. So I've checked on everybody's X Factor, everybody's abilities there, and we are ready to begin this again against the Miami Dolphins. They're our rivals. Every season in the series has led to a sweep, and after 6 years, it is a dead even series. I think Joe Burrow might be their backup again. I don't know what they're going to do. Is it Mike Robertson? Is it Joe Burrow? Let's find out. Dolphins, Snowhawks, the rivalry of the ages. The Snowhawks are trying to avoid another 2-4 start. If we can get off to a strong start and actually compete for the division title, maybe we get a better chance in the postseason. Maybe our matchup ends up more favorable in our first game. The division title and the Super Bowl are what we're chasing. Let's begin. We'll send out our defense to start, and it's a mystery quarterback from Miami. Who's it gonna be? The Dolphins have it from the 5 and across the 20. This is return to the 27. Here comes the 27-year-old Mike Robertson, back as the starting quarterback this season. Dolphins come out I formation, and we bring a blitz. Robertson dumps it, and a flag is down. Let's back him up. Play fake Robertson, now in trouble, throws on the move, what a pass! Barlow may have saved the touchdown. Play fake. Oh, that's overthrown. They give it to A-Chan, and the ball's on the ground. They got it back. That might have been a true fumble. But now it's 3rd down and 5. And we get our defense off the field to start the year and set the tone. Robertson's going deep, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Artie Barlow. What a catch. Snowhawks football. Here comes Max Wilbon with 121 career touchdowns. Last year, he had 33 of those. The season begins. Elijah Dunn gets the start at running back, and our first play is a play fake. Pass is over the head of Kevin Fulcher. Elijah Dunn, welcome to the starting lineup, as he breaks an arm tackle and gains 6. Kevin Fulcher, the motion man this time. And he makes the catch on his second target. It's a 1st down. Denario Barnes lines up in the backfield. And for the first time as a running back this year, it's no gain. Back to pass. He's open. Overthrown for Barnes. Back to the air. They bring pressure. And hit as he throws. Wilbon is intercepted. Panic throw there with the pressure showing up. It's September again. What can you say? Come on. How does A-Chan bounce off of that? Robertson blitzed. Has a receiver who breaks a tackle. We've got Miguel Ortiz in the game. 3rd down and 7. Trying to keep Miami out of the end zone. They double Ortiz and Robertson. Are you sure? That's not a fumble. Darnell Stecker on the pressure. All right, our first start was disappointing. We'll give this one to Quentin Whiteside, and his first carry goes for about 12. Now, the run game hasn't really been predictable from one year to the next. If it's going to be a good year, if it's going to be a little bit weaker. Last season, the run game was down. Maybe this year it'll be better. As we put Parham in at tight end. And Barnes is in the backfield. This is a play fake. What do you mean they covered it? Stop crowding the box. When I want to run with Denario Barnes. We audible. Go find him out there in space. Nice job. Heading to the air. How is he in such good position? Rousseau dropping back. Look at us starting slow again offensively. Sacked by Devin Schultz. But Miami then gets a Devon A-Chan touchdown. They're up 10-0. Always takes a while to get things going for some reason. Here's Elijah Dunn on the carry, and that's a good pickup. I can read the comments already. The video's not even a quarter of the way done. I can hear the comments. Run the ball. Run the ball, Kane. I hear you. This could be big. Play action. Oh, they ran into each other. Just run the ball, Kane. Nice job, Parham. Pierman. First down. That's a fake now. And wow, he got me. I really thought he was going to go to Parham. He's intercepted the ball twice. Who is this guy? Tommy Britt. Not good. Not good at all. 20 yards to Denario Barnes as we end up stalling on this drive anyway. 17-0. We go to the second half. If we're going to get back in this game, it really needs to begin immediately. 3rd down and 7. Man, can you just let him catch it and run with it? And the simming isn't going much better. We haven't exactly scored there either. So, look who's making his debut in week 1. Got some starters, some backups in the game. Eddie Devlin. Sacked. Devlin. Nice catch by Burnett. That is our 3rd tight end. Kevin Burnett's first catch. It's a turnover on downs. Okay, that was ugly. 41 donut. Like one of my first memories as a Vikings fan. The NFC Championship game against the New York Giants. 41-0. Does this mean the Dolphins are going to beat us again later on? We'll see if we can break the streak. That was just... It just went from bad to worse. Threw 2 picks with Wilbon. They weren't his fault. Didn't play well in the simulating. And so right off the bat, you're going to get negative morale on our quarterback, Max Wilbon. And the road to 2-4 has already started. Big day for A-Chan. Big day for Josh Robinson. And Tommy Britt, the 86 overall linebacker, got me twice. The Cleveland Browns won the Super Bowl last year. And the year before. That's who we face in week 2. Luckily, they're also 0-1. Is this really the get-right spot for Max Wilbon and the Montreal Snowhawks? It can't go a lot worse than that first game. We open with a run. Elijah Dunn's going to get us 4. He carried 10 times in that first game, but the game was out of hand by the time he had like carry number 6. Elijah Dunn on the second play. Nice move as he breaks it outside. And he's got that extra gear of speed that Quentin Whiteside never really did. Whiteside's more of an acceleration guy, a one-cut running back. Elijah Dunn, I think, has a little bit more big play potential. As we roll out, Wilbon's first throw goes to Clifton Levy. Here's a carry again. Elijah Dunn, 3 for 27. You gotta feed him. Barnes deep in the backfield. It is a toss. Is he going to throw it? Nope. Denario Barnes keeps it. 3rd down and short. Delonte Parham, the fullback's got it. Elijah Dunn. Great job by Kyle McCann. How much better has he gotten in the run game? As Juan Corbett is shaken up. Another play action. Barnes on the catch. He's got it for 10. Stretch. Done. Touchdown. Montreal with a much better opening possession and their first points of Season 7. What's the touchdown, Selly? There we go. Cheers to this offense finally scoring. Looking to see if they can start to simulate a little bit better. Denario Barnes, 14 yards on the following possession. Big third down conversion to Cole Bradford. This drive, it's all happening, it seems, through the air. Goal to go thanks to Barnes. Dunn takes us within range, and then we throw it to Denario Barnes to go up 14-3. I can't even recognize this team compared to the team that showed up in week 1. Toss. Dunn. He's going to get us 6, and it feels really good to run the ball with him right now. It doesn't have to be complex. Better off when it's simple anyway. Elijah Dunn, first down. Wilbon dumps it for Cole Bradford. Kind of cost us there, not getting the first down. And now it's going to be 4th and 1 because we didn't get it there either. 4th down and stuffed. Unbelievable. All right, defense, let's keep it up. We've dominated the Super Bowl champions to this point. First down. Pass. What a ball. But it's broken up, and Ramsey has been held to just 55 passing yards. It's not fair. The Browns have one of the best young quarterbacks. They have back-to-back Super Bowls. They didn't have to wait long enough. To the outside. What a run. It's Judkins in the open field. Brought down at the Snowhawk 38. Oh, what a block. He just tackled him, essentially. Gain of 8. Fake to Judkins. Here we come with pressure at last. That's Darnell Stecker. Come on, D. Pass is caught. First down. They beat Azareye'h Thomas. Ramsey looks to keep it. He's got space. To the 5 in the end zone. Cleveland. The champions are back in this game. And we open the door. Not capitalizing on that last possession. Turning the ball over on downs. And now they try to make it a field goal game. Ramsey, I wouldn't have been able to handle that one. It's incomplete. There we go. Moving the ball again. Huge play. Bradford. He and Barnes could be in for big seasons this year. 17 to Quentin Whiteside. We're not quite done with him yet. Touchdown, Montreal. It's Denario Barnes. Jumping in with the defense again. Cleveland down a dozen. 8:33 to go. Ramsey to the air. Got past Ortiz. Made a man miss. Come on, guys. Don't just see the X factor and forget your job. Play action. Passes incomplete. Thomas defending. We're not going 2-4. Not this time, guys. Maybe 1-5, but not 2-4 again. Ramsey. Got him. Thomas. 86 speed might be kind of holding him back right now. Quentin Johnston is getting separation off of him. This is Judkins for the first. Screen. Caught. Nice tackle by Jordan Rivera. 3rd and goal. Ramsey to the end zone, and he's picked. I can cover Quentin Johnston, says Azareye'h Thomas. And the Snowhawks take over. Big time, guys. We've had so many end zone interceptions, it seems, in this series. That's Denario Barnes in the backfield. Getting a block. Stressing him to the outside and tumbling ahead. 3rd down and 4 for Max Wilbon. Buying time. And there is Blaylock. A block and release. Working on Madden 26. Elijah Dunn, he's got the first down and approaches a 100-yard day. Cleveland started to use their timeouts. It's a big play action. And nope, can't do it. I wanted to. We're going to punt the ball to Cleveland with 2 minutes to go. Cleveland running out of time. This one looks about over. 30 seconds away from taking down the two-time defending champs 1 week after losing 41-0. So, like usual, after 2 weeks, we don't know anything about this team. Just finish the game now. Up top and thrown away. It's kind of fun that we can rotate our defensive tackles now. We got kind of a line shift there. You've got Medrano and Ortiz, who can come in after Newton and Jennings. If only we had that kind of depth on the edge. Like, I have some guys to rotate, just not nearly as intriguing. But there is some depth. To the end zone, and it's broken up. Tyrell Matthews. Good game. That was much better, Montreal. 21-9. We get this start evened up. We do it with dominant defense. And I think that's really promising when you go up against an X-Factor quarterback, an offense that was an 87 overall, and you play that way. But at the same time against Miami, we didn't do well in any department. So Montreal gets 2 touchdowns, no picks from Wilbon. He played well. And Cleveland's defense is good too, so it's not like we were expected to dominate. We just played a fine football game. Barnes 3 for 15, Elijah Dunn 99 yards. Barnes 7 catches, 2 touchdowns. Bradford 6 for 75. Should get Quentin Whiteside a little bit more involved. And our pass rush was a little bit better. Got the end zone pick. Just checking on available players. No moves to make right now. But I did want to see. We picked up that offensive lineman, remember? And it was clear he was a high draft pick. Aiden Hill. And they put him on the practice squad. 46th ranked left guard. So there's just so many players. He's probably, just not good enough to make their roster. But we just basically took a team's 7th round pick. I thought he would have been like a first or a second because he's a 74 overall rookie guard and he's 21. I feel less bad now. I thought I took someone's like valuable draft pick. Your loss, whoever you were. Throughout this series, we've had a number of late season win streaks. I've come to kind of expect it'll happen. How about an early season win streak? Avoiding a 2-4 start. That's what would really excite me here in this new season. So, 41 donut in week 1. Better performance in week 2. The offense didn't have an amazing game. Let's see if they can do better against a strong Denver Broncos defense. They have star power. We'll see on the right side of the screen. Max Wilbon will get us started. We're trying to set it up for Barnes, and he turns upfield, and they get a hold of him. Elijah Dunn, again, is the motion man, and he's got the catch. Dunn is stuffed. They load up the box on these 3rd and shorts. Oh, boy, here we go again. It's a little more than a yard. And we're going to go on 4th and 2, and Cliff Pierman gets us the first down. I don't know what's got Parham over there on the left side, but he's basically a slot receiver for the first time in his life. And we're back to pass. Whiteside makes the catch. If we went for it once, we're going again. This time we'll throw. Open is Fulcher. Elijah Dunn. Got to beat the safety. And he gets a hold of him at the 19. We're throwing to the end zone over the head of Kevin Fulcher, who was open. That was a really good chance. Now we're in some trouble under pressure, and Fulcher's brought down. I think this time we will kick. Just trying to get us off to a better start to set the tone and move the 2-1. Denver looks to be able to do what we couldn't, and that is score the opening drive touchdown. But we just hit a big one. 39 yards to Cole Bradford to take the lead. Wilbon fakes. He's throwing for Barnes in the end zone. There's 6 for Montreal. He's got so much speed, but I feel like I haven't really used him as much as a downfield receiver in this short little year plus we've had him on the team. So the offense has come alive this week, and now the defense is struggling as Matt Rose finds Marvin Mims. Broncos score back-to-back touchdowns to take the lead. Rose is a young superstar quarterback. He has good offensive linemen, an open receiver even as he's hit. 321 yards, and we're 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Come on now. That is completely unnecessary. I think we're missing a safety right now. Oh my God, what is happening? Tyrell Matthews gives up the touchdown. Jamison Williams. This does not feel like our Snowhawks defense. And we fumbled the ball, down 11 in the fourth quarter. So this is looking like it's going to go Denver's way. We go down 35-24. Another bad September is unfolding ahead of us. All right, how many yards did Matt Rose have? 445 yards and 4 touchdowns. Max Wilbon played one of his best games, and we lost by multiple scores. That is an incredible game. Barnes got his, Mims over 100, J-Mo at 94. All right, I wasn't expecting the defense to have a game quite like this. We keep losing players off of our practice squad. We probably have the best in the league by now. And at 1-2, we now take on the New England Patriots, who are scoring even less than we are to begin this season. These teams are averaging 28 combined points scored, but allowing a combined 50 points per game right now. Eddie Devlin should be getting upgrades at a pretty fast pace this year. This one boosts his accuracies. It would be more intriguing to consider playing him if there was something about his game, other than just being young with high dev, that could give him an edge over Wilbon. Because right now, I view our window as open. And this season, Wilbon, I think, is significantly better than where Devlin will even end up. We're getting Nick Matias to the 90 overall club. Hopefully that translates to some improved play for our defense. We need it. We've gotten some big takeaways here against New England in Week 4. It's a 14-10 game in the fourth quarter. Let's jump in and see if we can protect this lead against a quarterback that isn't Drake May. Interesting. Patriots throwing and looking deep. It's caught. Xavier Bishop hits his receiver for the big play. So, do they still have Drake May on the roster? They do. He has a dislocated knee. Looks like he got hurt in this game, as a matter of fact. He was 7 of 8 before exiting, so now Xavier Bishop, the 77 overall quarterback in his second year out of Hawaii, is now under center. Bishop in relief, sets up the screen for Travion Henderson. He gets the first, heads inside the 10, and it's goal to go. A full defensive line rotation in the game currently as Henderson bounces forward to the 3. Henderson, space, that's 6, and the Patriots take the lead. Cole Bradford, he's going to make the 40. Down the sideline, knocked out by the kicker. It gives us a short field. Wilbon rolling, wants Barnes, has him. He's inside the 30. We got Whiteside to the edge. Tries to cut downhill and makes it up to the 9. Oh, we got Weber in the game now. I'm thinking that Elijah Dunn could be injured. 3rd down and goal. Looking right, they cover Barnes. Cross body, that's a touchdown. Kevin Fulcher. Montreal takes the lead. Ortiz and Madrano are the 2 defensive tackles as they protect the quarterback, and he finds the open man. Bishop off the fake. On the comeback, a leaping grab at the 28. Not putting any pressure on Bishop. He's working the Patriots down the field again. Henderson is hit by Matias. Back to pass. That's caught down to the 9. On 3rd down, they got Travion Henderson making a move. He will put this in the end zone. And the Patriots grab the lead with 1:55 remaining. That's twice we could not protect our lead now in the 4th quarter. No big kick return this time, so we have to travel nearly 80 yards on this possession. We'll start here. Bradford out to the 41. Pressure, no. Took a look downfield at Barnes, and next thing you know, Wilbon's on the ground. We're back to the air again. Just got it out in time, and Bradford gets 17. It's hard enough sometimes to get the time to throw intermediate passes, let alone going even further downfield. All right, 4th and 1. We need this. We're going to save our timeouts in case we're unsuccessful, but now Whiteside gets it, so we're going to spend one and try to go win this game. Back to pass, wide open, caught. Oh, he angled out. It's Bradford. Makes a move. Oh, the moves of Cole Bradford just took us inside the 10. Man, that was sick. It starts here, making that safety take a bad angle. Bang to the outside. He's on the ground. Then I wanted the back juke. This kind of did the same thing and didn't completely stall his momentum. So there's 2 missed tackles. Weren't getting a 3rd out of it. Hey, Elijah Dunn's in the game. Huge. And Kevin Fulcher is our motion man. It's going to be done inside the 5. 20 seconds left. Done. No. So really one play to get the touchdown now. And here on 3rd and goal, it is intercepted. Trying to anticipate the route break there, a Blaylock. Yeah, it just wasn't there. Man, this happens every September. At the same time, our defense is not playing very well to start the year. I want this defense to be good enough to win us some games, and this was one where against the backup quarterback, you get one of those 2 stops in the 4th quarter, you're going to have a good chance. Threw a bad pick at the end, so it's not like the defense's fault we lost this game, but they're not playing well enough to be the defense that I thought they could be. Slot upgrade for Denario Barnes. Still looking for some of that underneath route running. It's slowly improving. And then for Max Wilbon. Might be his only upgrade this year, so if there's anything we're looking for at this point, it's probably like deep accuracy. And yeah, I do suppose the rookie quarterback does have a lot more speed. It's 78 compared to 72. There is a difference there. But Wilbon's our guy. We're Going to continue developing our new backup. 30th in points scored, 31st in points allowed. Another messy opening to the season, but now it's week 5, and guess what? It might actually be October. In the fourth quarter against Arizona, you've got it 17-10. The defense has shown up, kept us in this game, while the offense has only put 10 points on the board. With 4 minutes left to go, we'll run Elijah Dunn, and here he goes. The safety's left behind, and he makes his way to the 33. We need 10 on this third down, and Bradford is wide open. I think he was guarded by an edge rusher. 3rd and 9 from the 11 with 2 minutes left to go. Wow, blanketing Whiteside on the angle route. Just good coverage across the board. 4th and 17 from the 20. Even if going for it here is the right move, I'm kicking the field goal. We'll try to get a stop. I'm not taking that much of a risk to not even take the lead. I got all 3 timeouts. Let's let it come down to this instead. Another X-Factor quarterback. Feels like there's so many in the franchise. Come on. All right, that's our first down stop. And now we have to keep him from getting 5 yards over the next 2 plays. They're throwing this time. Are you kidding me? And we're 1-4, losing to the Arizona Cardinals. Every game, there's just something off. 235 for Wilbon this time around. We're certainly not running the ball at a high level. I mean, that 28-yarder with Dunn was like our only highlight. So it's the 6th game of the year, and if we can find a way to win this one, it'll be another 2-4 start. And we actually get a good start to the game, but don't fully capitalize kicking another field goal. 6-3, Buffalo leading here late first half. We got it done going again into the open field. But like he has 2 carries. What are y'all doing in the simming? Seriously. Are you just punting on first down and I don't realize it? How is that his 2nd carry? Here we go, Dunn. Oh, I wanted to go outside. It just seems that every drive when we get down here is ending because they're calling man coverage and we just can't get off of it. Heavy blitz coming. Gotta make a play. And it's behind Barnes, incomplete. Not this again. All right, I guess we missed the kick. What am I looking at? It's 4th and 36. 13-6 as we make it to the 4th quarter. Wilbon off the fake. We're going to get this to Blaylock. A lot of room to run. Play action. Barnes makes the grab in the middle of the field. Now we're going to get Barnes in the backfield, and he's going to create all of this on his own. Barnes is our only way out of this mess, and we're going to keep feeding him the ball. Less than 5 minutes to go against Buffalo. Here is Clifton Levy for a first. He's open, caught by Levy, 10-5, rumbling in. He's got the touchdown with 4 and change remaining. No, not like this. Like, what do you actually do here besides just hope? Because that's all I did. The Bills quarterback is now Trevor Lawrence. And he'll try to get them down the field to break this tie. Defense has at least kept our opponents to a reasonable number of points lately, but situationally, on these gotta-have-it possessions. Can they come through? Lawrence drops it off. We're just playing way too deep. Everything underneath is wide open. Lawrence, now good coverage. He sends it downfield. Late separation, touchdown. And they got a receiver there on a linebacker, Miguel Portillo. How? I don't know. Like, we're playing cover 6. We should have a safety deep. Artie Barlow's here, and he just collapses on this receiver. There is no one defending, and Portillo was in a hook zone. Got the snap off. Rolling out now with Wilbon, and got the slide in there at the first down marker. First down and 10. Flipped ahead. This is Barnes this time. Getting 10 more. Fake the jet this time and open up space for Wilbon. It's another 10 yards. Back to the air. They got the pressure again. They just go to man coverage. It's an 8-sack day. This is honestly some of the most frustrating gameplay I've had in this series since the beginning. There goes Wilbon. Just fix it with the quarterback scramble. Wilbon for Blaylock, and that's going to stop the clock as we have no timeouts left. Let's get Barnes further out. It changed his route. Don't think I like that. Third down and 1. Over the middle and caught! Blaylock has the touchdown! That's one of our best plays of the season. Do we go for 2, especially with their whole kick meter thing that's going on? I don't mind it with 22 seconds left. Here we go. 2-point try. He is there. It's Blaylock. We go up by 1. Huge. Jeremy Blaylock, the legendary Snowhawk tight end. And now 22 seconds remaining. Hoping to burn some of that on the kick. Metcalf from the 4. And he's going to make it to the 28-yard line. The Bills have all 3 timeouts. So you're looking for 2 to 3 high-quality, big gain type of plays. 18 seconds left for Trevor Lawrence. He goes short. All right, that didn't take much time. 4-man rush. They go over the middle. This will be a good pickup, and the Bills take it to the 47. CeeDee Lamb? I wonder how good CeeDee Lamb is still in this series. We're in season 7. So it's like, what, the 10th or 11th season of his career. Deep shot now. It is incomplete. It was close. Oh, boy. No PI. No pass interference. Trevor Lawrence. Final play to the end zone. And incomplete. But they had such a good look there. And the Snowhawks again have opened the season 2-4. I didn't think we were going to come away with this one until Blaylock made that touchdown catch. All right, we had to have it. And we've been down this road multiple times. Thank you, Jeremy Blaylock. We need to get more first half offense, though. I don't know why I keep jumping into these games and we just don't have any carries. Elijah Dunn carried 7 times. This is the San Francisco offense. Use the running back. 5 catches for Dunn. Not exactly what we need. We had an injury take place in this game and have lost Jordan Rivera to a torn labrum. And that's going to expose where our linebacker depth is. I don't think it's great outside of the top 2. I've addressed it. I've added in some new players this year. We do have a player in Jonathan McDonald who has cover skill. Can you really throw him into action right now, though? Please tell me Portillo is an obviously better option at this stage. We know he can't cover a receiver downfield. Play reminded me of, what was that? Forget the year, but it was teams that started to figure out the Vikings defense, and the Rams and Vikings played a great Thursday night game, and there was a play where I think it was Cooper Kupp beat Anthony Barr because they knew how to get him matched up on him in coverage, and it was a deep shot touchdown. Anyway, this is Miguel Portillo at 70 overall. His overall is better, his zone coverage is slightly lower. He's been here for like 7 years. Let's give Portillo a chance. We'll go Emmett Hess at Mike. He's a higher overall. Portillo in this role. Emmett Hess is a run stopper. I don't think we'll play him as a sub linebacker. We just lost Ben Ventura to the Steelers. Another player exits. The 2-4 Montreal Snowhawks. Again, looking for their big recovery as the deadline approaches. I am required to open up a roster spot right now. I think I'm going to send a tight end down. And I've been using Burnett as the tight end 3. I'm going to shift to Vallis. He's a year younger with better hands. So rookie Kelvin Burnett is going to the practice squad. Looking for the best practice squad eligible Mike linebackers. There are none in free agency and only a handful on practice squads. In that case, we'll elevate Shane Madigan off of our own practice squad. Well, can we do it again? It's not like we have any choice. Another 2-4 start for the Snowhawks means we have to lock in and get this season corrected. Or this is going to be the most disappointing season of the entire franchise. So, Miguel Portillo gets the start at linebacker, and the Detroit Lions have the ball. They'll start with a play fake to Jahmyr Gibbs. And the throw is complete. Isaac to Slaw. They fake it to Gibbs and then drop this off to the fullback. Nice play. 3 defensive tackles in the game. This is our 3-4 look, and they roll out again, beating Tyrell Matthews. For whatever reason, at cornerback, Matthews just plays better on the other side. Thomas plays better on the right. So after this play, they're swapping. Detroit football, McLean gives this to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's got a path between the hashes. First down. Play action, McLean. Good coverage downfield. How about some pressure? We can't get any. And I don't think we've really seen any pass rush in the little bit we've spent on defense so far in Season 7. Lions run and get denied by Nick Matias, and it's 4th down. They will go for it. It's Detroit. 4th down, Detroit gets the touchdown. That is Sam Laporta. The defense is just not very good at anything right now. Montreal football, we're going to go play action. Look downfield. Fulcher. Nope. Inside give and done. Oh, he's still going. They finally wrap him up at the 18. Counter. Whiteside slips a tackle. He has the 10 and a first down. Wilbon, play fake. He's got a wide open Jeremy Blaylock. Snowhawks score. Ooh, what's this? We're moving the ball again into Detroit territory. We're going to get Blaylock in motion here on first down. And Wilbon, man, Barnes had him on the double move. That safety could have been an issue. It's just hard to set up anything too far down the field, unfortunately. This is Elijah Dunn. He has the 10 and goes down hard at the 7. Keep it simple. That's what our offense needs to do. Elijah Dunn, 5-yard pickup. To the outside. Cliff Pierman with a little tribute there to Sean Mickens, showboating his way into the end zone. Snowhawks moving the ball well to open the third quarter, trying to build up this lead. Parham for a 13-yard gain. Elijah Dunn. We're going to let them take care of this possession, which will end with a field goal. All right, so the defense has played better since giving up that opening drive touchdown. Detroit gets it to goal to go. Let's jump in for third down. I don't know why the wear and tear gets like this, by the way. I have tried to drop the slider and make wear and tear more or less of a factor. And I don't know if the slider works. I don't think it does. Off the mark. Fourth down, Detroit. Kicking. Dan Campbell not going for it. He's lost his way. There we go. Big play on third down to Kevin Fulcher, followed by an interception. Why, Will Bond? Why are you like this? 17-10, Lions football. And it's forced into coverage and almost picked off by Barnes. Nice coverage, and that is Azarie Thomas. You know, some tackles are better on one side, some guards, maybe cornerback. You know, these guys just got to stick to their sides of the field. Lock down the receiver. Slaw makes the catch. Never mind. Matthews is having a terrible season. Touchdown, Detroit. I don't know why these sellies are turning into a slideshow, by the way. That's just the game frame rate not being able to keep up. Tyrell Matthews is the best player on our team in terms of overall. And he has been a liability. We move ahead in this tie game. We have 2.5 minutes left. Snowhawks running. Dunn gets hit down. To the air, and that is Aiden Hutchinson applying the pressure. I need to step up in the pocket. That's something I've been not doing lately. Come on, offense. Wilbon got him. Oh, no. No! Don't tell me. That can't be a fumble, man. Unbelievable. Blaylock coughs up the ball, and the Lions take over. Instant scoring chance. That pass is sailed. Play action, and open at the 5. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Gibbs scores. Wilbon will set up a screen. We got to go get the touchdown. Quentin Whiteside on one play to the 20-10-5 touchdown. So a 70-yard touchdown here for Quentin Whiteside. We're not going to go for 2 with this much time on the clock. So it's 24 all. Lions get St. Brown a catch, and they'll try to get back into at least field goal range. 4-man rush. Nowhere close. Wow. He has sailed a lot of these passes. Here is a 4-man rush, wide open to Slaw. We can't do anything with this lack of pass rush. Gibbs, with a lot of speed, gets chased out of bounds. If we can keep them from getting the first, we can at least use the timeout and save us some time. And we do get the stop. 4th down. The Lions will bring out the field goal team, and we'll have under 40 seconds to answer as Narveson kicks through a short kick. It's 27-24. It's going to take a miracle. We have no timeouts. In this look, we don't have to deal with Aiden Hutchinson, apparently. Wilbon sacked. And yeah, time basically running out here. And all we can do is really toss it deep to Denario Barnes, and the game is over. The Snowhawks have fixed 2-4 starts, but now they'll have to solve the 2-5 start with this loss to Detroit. Despite the success of the last 2 years, nothing comes easy in this series. We're good enough to be a playoff team, but the road there is littered with so many games where we have to pull off a game-winning drive. We haven't won many games by multiple possessions in this series. This is looking more like a step back, and it doesn't feel like a playoff season this year to me. My previous slider changes have all been between seasons. This time around, I'm going to drop the CPU pass blocking mid-season by 3. Because honestly, it's just overpowered. And it's not even fun to play defense when we can't get pressure after like 6 seconds. The slider being higher probably made sense at a time, but through updates, eventually you got to make some changes. And right now, I think 55 is definitely too high for the CPU pass blocking. We'll see about 52. That's really the only slider that I think is an issue. But we need to look at some things with this team and, not just go into our shell here because it's a bad start. We need to find and think of some solutions. And one thing that's been on my mind, because we're in a 3-4 scheme, which I like because it gets more 3 defensive tackle looks, and that's one of our strengths as a team. But our edge rushers don't have the ideal versatility to drop into coverage, and it's a necessity. It's not like an optional thing. In a 3-4, your edge rusher has to be able to drop. So we need to find a player that at least has some ability to go forward and backward. Because right now, everybody is like a one-direction player. Unfortunately, these skill sets are really uncommon. I think in this game where you have true edge rusher designations, there's less crossover in skills. So if you look for cover skill at edge rusher or pass rush at linebacker, you won't find it. Not where we're looking, with practice squad talent. I think your best option then, when you're this limited, is to take a player that's a speed rusher. Shaquille Alston, for instance, 6'4", 268. You take him and move him to linebacker, and then you train the missing skills. I'll sign him to our practice squad. We're going to move him to will linebacker. This drops his overall by 4. But then it gets him access to the archetypes, and you could start to try to train that stuff. It's goofy, but I guess it's a weird solution. It probably won't work. But you could still list him at linebacker and do a lot of blitzy stuff with him. Or you can take a player like Emmett Hess and move him to edge rusher to train the pass rushing. But it's really a niche role. I don't know if this side quest is worth it. We're going to increase the snaps for Miguel Ortiz, and he's going to be playing alongside Chad Jennings more often. So Medrano and Newton may go from being the 2 starters we had for a long time to now being that second team that rotates in later on. And then when I look at the secondary, I think I might start to look a little bit closer at replacing a player like Emmett Barnes. His speed isn't that high, his awareness isn't even a 70, and his cover ratings are, zone coverage isn't even in the 80s unless it's boosted. So maybe there is a way we could do a little bit better. We're going to sign Adrian Aguirre to our practice squad. We have a spot. if we want to start getting a safety prepared for the future. If we can't get a good win streak going soon, then this is going to have to turn into a year that focuses more on player development and trying to get more snaps for guys who need it. So Ortiz is already going to get a boost to his snaps. And this feels like a make or break week. I don't know if we can fix 2-6. Consider that we've gone 11-6 in back-to-back seasons. We already have to go on an unprecedented hot streak with the Snowhawks. In the second half, New England has shut us out to this point. They're hitting big plays against our defense. Drake May is still out. It's 24-0. And it's time. It's been Max Wilbon's worst game of the year. 5 for 14, 49 yards with an interception. We are going to quarterback Eddie Devlin, the rookie with X Factor development. And this is not an in-game substitution. This is a complete benching. I am naming Eddie Devlin here in the third quarter against New England our starting quarterback for the remainder of the year. Eddie Devlin, under center from the 30, gives to Elijah Dunn for a good gain. I think the writing's on the wall. We're not going back to the playoffs this year, barring a miracle. And a miracle isn't going to happen unless we shake things up anyway. So, let's give Devlin a chance. Wilbon has hit his ceiling. Eddie Devlin, meanwhile, deserves a chance to show that maybe he has more upside. And he finds Bradford at the 45. He does have a little more mobility than Max Wilbon. And with the X Factor development, who knows if he could end up getting a speed boost at some point that makes him even more athletic. Maybe he's not done. If we focus on scrambler upgrades, say we give him like 5 or 6 in a row, where could he be then? Let's not get too pass heavy here. Whiteside's the running back. What is that? How do you just get a shoulder driven into you by a linebacker and end up on the ground? Connor Logan, man, come on. We're heading to the air. Good ball. It's Blaylock. We have a coach ability, too, that can significantly boost the accuracy and give Devlin pretty close to the short and medium accuracy of Max Wilbon. It really tightens the overalls when we use that. I don't know if it's active right now because I've been trying to boost everything around Wilbon and a lot with the defense. Devlin gives Whiteside, following one, Corbett to the 16. Devlin back to pass. Caught. Kevin Fulcher. Rolling right. Bradford 5 down to the 1. I do enjoy this last yard not just being automatic. Third try. We get in. Eddie Devlin, welcome to the NFL. You just scored your first touchdown. This season needs something to generate some excitement. And if we're not going to have a good season, we need to do something that creates hope for the future. I'd love to see Eddie Devlin play so well that he becomes the new quarterback on this team. We're going for 2. Got it. 24-8. Meanwhile, the defense. Can they make any improvements? Really good protection again. And there was nothing open. Bishop back to pass. It just feels like we cannot just have good defensive plays this year. We don't get sacks. Anything you want within 5 yards is free. Bishop now gets hit down. And that was Jennings. Chad Jennings finally getting in on the action. On 3rd and goal, back of the end zone, and now broken up by Azareye'h Thomas. All right, simmed a 25-yard field goal. Joey Sly missed. Back to Eddie. Devlin completes, and now Barnes gets a catch and run, 16 yards. So there is some of his scrambling ability. It's going to be a level up from where Wilbon is, but not the kind of mobility where you're changing the offense around it. Open. Wow, what a catch, Denario Barnes. Again to the air and getting it over the middle now. Blaylock. A screen, and that is Bradford. 6-yard gain. We still hold all of our timeouts. Patriots only rushing 4, and let's get Blaylock to the sideline. Jose Cruz is checking in. A lot of receiver rotation. It is through the hands of Cruz. Those chances don't come around often. And Cruz is already off the field. Ball at the 12. Pressure's coming, and they get to Barnes. Back to pass. End zone. Blaylock has it. Touchdown. Eddie Devlin has a touchdown run, and now a touchdown pass in the NFL. So again, we're going for 2. Vulture! It's an 8-point game. 16 unanswered from Devlin and the Snowhawks. We caught a big break on that missed field goal by Joey Sly, or this wouldn't really be all that intriguing right now. The Patriots have it up by 8. Can we just get a stop? Go give Devlin a chance. Back to pass, and sacked. It's Jennings. I thought he got one earlier. He has 3 on the season, it's saying. Bishop. Hit again. There we go. We got some pass rush finally. That was Brandon Sheffield who got home, and now 3rd and 20. One more play can get the ball back. Pressured again! Where has this been? Stecker. Man, all I was asking was for a little pass rush. We just got 3 in a row, and we're getting a short field. Denario Barnes on the return. Not much. Looking for 8 more points. The pass is caught. That's Blaylock. Motion. Here's Barnes. Quick flip. Changing direction down at the 40. Elijah Dunn gets the carry. He cuts it to the outside. Dashing inside the 10. He's out at the 7. Devlin to Whiteside. Down to the 1. We have to run this down. Montreal is 1 yard away. Whiteside motions. It's a screen. Touchdown, Montreal. Eddie Devlin, what a 4th quarter. A 2-point try from extending this game. That play call, by the way, I was so excited for it. So that was QB draw RPO, or QB power RPO. Really unique play. What a game. Eddie Devlin looking to leave his mark on the franchise. Here's the 2-point try. Barnes couldn't hold on. And the Patriots lead. I wanted our guy there, Denario Barnes. Elijah Dunn. Yeah, could have dumped it off, but his was a route where he just stops there, so he would have had to get upfield. But I was looking over here. It's like a delay route, and like 30's got his back turned. So like, if I don't throw that, y'all are saying Barnes is open. But I did throw that. It was in his hands across the goal line. Unfortunately, incomplete. Josh Sanchez, the kicker, attempting an onside kick, and the Patriots have recovered. This nearly became the greatest comeback the Snowhawks have ever put together. But exiting a game like this, you know our quarterback situation needs to change, and we are making the move. Eddie Devlin will be our quarterback the rest of this season. We're now 2-6. We need to give every high upside player the chance to maximize their development and to look ahead to next year. The true test is to see how Devlin sims, because Wilbon is incredibly inconsistent. Devlin 16 for 18, $133, 2 touchdowns plus a touchdown run. It's a late start to his career, but there is still a lot of time to develop him for the future. He might not be able to reach 3,500 yards if he only plays in like 10 games. We're not going to average 350 yards passing a game. But it's his time. Eddie Devlin. We're going to go scrambler, 2-point jump. We get awareness, break sack, short, and throw under pressure. The Boston College rookie will be our starter going forward. Meanwhile, Earl Summers might be getting some more playing time, being a 62 with X-Factor development. I'm not sure what I want to do to develop him. He has athleticism with awareness, but he's not a good run stopper, pass rusher, cover player. You have to mold him into what you want him to become. So what is that? We're going to go coverage, because the chance to develop a player with X-Factor, gives us a chance at another good cover linebacker one day, but his speed will be somewhat limiting. When I talked earlier about that hybrid linebacker, I almost wonder if making Earl Summers that player is actually what's best, because he's never going to be better than like 80, 81 speed, even if we get lucky on a boost. But could he be a player who has around 70 coverage, good enough awareness, and a little bit of pass rushing? I actually think so. It's week 9, which means the trade deadline is here. I really like what I see here with a free agent wide receiver. This is Isaiah York. He looks like a hybrid player that could play running back or receiver. Now, we have the ultimate version of that in Denario Barnes. I wonder if he'd last on the practice squad. Hey, whoever picked up Ben Ventura ended up releasing him. He's available. So we're going to sign him and send him back to the practice squad. Did I just find the closest thing to that hybrid pass rusher linebacker that I can find? J.J. Parrish, 66 zone coverage, 57 finesse moves, athletic enough to play on the edge. He's 6 foot 225, so not ideal measurables there at all. But it's Madden. Could it work? What else are we going to try this season? Not seeing the opportunities, though, at the deadline this year that I was hoping for, so we're still left kind of hoping that some talents end up on practice squads that are too good to stay there. So we are going to release Braden Swinson, who has 1 sack over the past 4 seasons. He's one of the older players on the team, and we're going to move that linebacker to edge and continue Kane's side quest for an incredibly niche skill set that likely wouldn't lead to a game-changing player, but you bet I'm going to dedicate attention to doing it anyway. J.J. Parrish is moving to edge. He's only going to be a 62 overall there, but with his hidden development, we'll work on upgrading his finesse moves And maybe I'll change him back to linebacker every now and then to upgrade his coverage. I just want to have an Andrew Van Ginkel kind of player on the team, okay? Let me dream. I have decided to trade away Adonai Mitchell, one of the best players of this series history. He's 29 years old. He hasn't really been used by us. And I'm trading him to a team that's won back-to-back championships. He can contribute there, perhaps. He doesn't have a single catch on the season with us, so he will play out the rest of his career now outside of Montreal. But man, he gave us some excellent years, including 3 1,000-yard seasons. And we're going to sign a free agent receiver, Malik Sands. He's a physical archetype. 6'4", 91 speed, good spec catch. A different skill set than a lot of the other receivers I have. So although he's a lower rated player, I still wanted to bring in somebody who offered a little something different. Upgrading tight end Manuel Vallis. Gets a nice route running upgrade, break tackle, trucking. And the rest of this year is going to be all about development. So we've built a team that's good, but not good enough to be consistently great every year. This year's a step back, and we need to do some internal rebuilding because we can't rebuild the way other teams can. So I have Mitchell Bergstrom taking over as the starting center with his superstar dev. I've bumped up Vallis on the depth chart. We'll lose the blocking of Levy. I've bumped up Cole Bradford over Kevin Fulcher. And I think Elijah Dunn becomes one of the key players the rest of the way. He doesn't have star dev, but if he has a really big season, could he earn it? He actually is averaging 5.3 yards a carry, 480 yards. This is the Kyle Shanahan offense. When we're simming, he's getting the ball. And he's been really productive. We need to get him some touchdowns. But I think the goal is to have him reach a milestone and have a shot at star dev. With the defense, I want to get more of a look at Hugh Jackson. He's going to play over Emmett Barnes. I just think Barnes lacks that standout trait. And while Hugh Jackson doesn't have star dev or anything, he has a chance to develop. And, you know, our other safeties all grew off of dev trait boosts after productive seasons. So Hugh Jackson is going to shake things up in the secondary. Eddie Devlin takes over. We'll see what his development looks like at the end of the year. I am not boosting his overall right now. He's a 73 with good short accuracy as well as medium. He's not a deep passer, but he can throw on the run. He's a little bit more mobile than Max Wilbon. He has 95 injury to go with it. That's a big plus. As of right now, Elijah Dunn is 11th in rushing in the NFL, but his average is better than many ahead of him. He needs to get some more carries and see where this season takes him. Holy cow, 7.3 in the NFL is crazy. 99 overall, Gabe Buckner, 25 years old. Yeah, Carolina has the next big thing at running back. Oh, he's been doing this. Eddie Devlin makes the first start of his NFL career against the San Francisco 49ers. Nice block, and we'll start things off with Elijah Dunn, a gain of 12. San Francisco scored on their opening possession. I'll try to get some opportunities with the defense still this season, but this will again be more of an offensively driven episode where we try to develop more of these standout players. And we now have a decision in front of us. Who is the future of this team at quarterback? As Devlin finds Blaylock. Elijah Dunn on the dumped off screen. Heads up the sideline for a gain of 20. Now you wonder about Quentin Whiteside. He's also one of the older players. I could have traded him. I didn't want to. But it does make sense to maybe get another running back involved. Maybe Whiteside is used a little more situationally. Ooh, nice strong hands by Blaylock. So far, this change has made the offense quite fun. We're going to head to the air. Blaylock, no, not this time. Back to pass. No, don't intercept that. They actually jammed Barnes extremely well. And we have to see how he simulates. Eddie Devlin on the next possession just got us a touchdown to Jeremy Blaylock. We capitalized on a short field. Devlin throws his first interception on the next drive, which gives San Francisco the chance to go up 2 scores. Devlin's getting us in scoring position. We have to try mounting a fourth quarter comeback. You know, we have to see how he plays, but I think that we all have to be hoping that Devlin is now the permanent starter of this team. Because ultimately, while Wilbon has been good, like his peak is good enough, we have way too much history now of him getting off to bad starts. And I can't just keep trying to fix 2 and 4 over and over again. We need to find a way to actually build a consistent team. We're going to throw this one away. And here we go. Down goes Devlin. Not enough time. So he dropped the first game of the Eddie Devlin era, 28-16, following the 2-7 on the year. He goes 24-37 for 288 yards. All in all, not a bad debut. Why is Elijah Dunn getting 7 carries? The sim play calling is so odd. 2 new injuries. Jordan Rivera, Nick Matias, and Kyle McCann are now injured. The hits just keep coming. We're going to put Matias on injured reserve. Might even end his season. We're going to pick up Trey Delgado from the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad. Backup tackle Jesse Feliz gets the chance to play now, and he has star depth, so he can develop a bit more now. And I try to make sure our backups have good pass protection, so at least you have that when the starter goes down. J.J. Parrish, step 1 of this experiment is underway. And actually, with the boost, the coach boost, we can get his finesse moves already into the 60s, which makes the idea of getting him on the field and everything a little bit more obtainable, but we'll boost up his pass rushing now for the first time. But here's how things look on defense now with the 2 linebackers out for the foreseeable future. This could get ugly, and it's been ugly. I have just signed Eddie Devlin to a 7-year extension. I think it was worth like $18 million. In prime time, Eddie Devlin has the Monarchs playing their best game of the season, 24-0. This should be a fun box score to go over. It's already the second time that Devlin's been part of a game, 24-0 in the fourth quarter. Elijah Dunn, just 33 yards. You never know what you're going to get from this running game, but we need to continue to try and level some things up to look for consistency. And now I think I realize I needed to get a little bit better than Max Wilbon. And, you know, I don't think it was wrong to start him to begin the season because we have back-to-back playoff seasons and we're trying to get to a Super Bowl and it was going to be easier with him. But when it became clear that wasn't going to happen this year, now we make the move and we have the chance to get a higher rated quarterback. And what could that do for the running game in the future? If just the quarterback is better, you're turning the ball over less. You're completing passes at a little bit higher rate and a little bit higher yards per attempt. Quentin Whiteside, touchdown. You have to love the resiliency of this team, though. To be in this position, losing all these players, Hugh Jackson is playing. It's like a shutout is just incredible if we can hold it. So we got Parrish in the game at edge rusher. Now, this is not more the hybrid scenario to use him, but I want to give him a couple snaps at the end. The Chargers might run one more play. And this is it to preserve a shutout, and that's all they do. Throw it quick to Arande Gadsden. All right, who saw that one coming? A series full of surprises gives us a new one, 34-0. Eddie Devlin scores a primetime win at home, his first victory in the NFL. 252 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. The type of stat line Max Wilbon had when he was playing well. We didn't do a lot of running the ball, but we got done 2 touchdowns. Eddie Devlin, 8 for 30. Whiteside actually had 7 carries, and Pearman 5. A little 3 running back split there. Blaylock had a touchdown and 64 yards, but the story of the day is this defense. Hugh Jackson got an interception, 7 tackles. Chad Jennings, sack and a half. Hugh Jackson had a sack. Ortiz, Stecker, half sack for Tyrell Matthews. We must have been getting weird. All right, maybe Hugh Jackson's going to be a thing. Trying to continue our stretch of shutout play. Kansas City's first possession begins at the 49 after a Josh Sanchez missed field goal. That's a missed block on Chad Jennings. We do have Jordan Rivera back at linebacker, so we're not as banged up this week. Tackle made now at the 48-yard line, and here is 3rd and long. I want to see if they test Hugh Jackson at all. We're going to send Barlow as the deep safety, and it's out in time. There we go, gain of 9. All right, didn't realize they were going for it there. So Kansas City does end up getting a touchdown on this drive after all. It's not a shutout, but our defense is doing some really good things. 7-6, lower scoring against the Chiefs. And here's a throw over the middle. That's hauled in for the first down. Pressure. Stecker knocked it out. We can't recover the fumble, but that's a sack. So the pass rush has been able to get better now after that slider change. 3rd down and 12, and better protection. The pass is caught by Xavier Worthy. Nice run defense. Rivera's in on the tackle. I'm seeing Stecker has 6 sacks on the year. We might hit some decent pass rushing milestones. We'll have to do a stat check here. This is game 11. Pressure. Newton's next. Down goes Stamper. 3rd and long. Trying to find a receiver outside. They are in makeable field goal range. The defense is saying that we can go win this game. Here's the kick that puts them up 10-6. Eddie Devlin, a quiet day for the offense. Barnes gets open. Out of bounds at the 42. 3rd and 4, or is it 5? That's off the mark. Devlin couldn't hook up with Barnes. Sacked by Stecker, now a 7-sack season. And the defense is able to get us the ball again. Now we're moving. All right, getting into a groove. Mr. 4th quarter, maybe? Can that be Eddie Devlin's game? 5.5 minutes to play. Let's switch it up here. And go Whiteside. He's stuffed. I got to get more of a look, though, at Tyquan Weber because he's the young running back that could replace Whiteside in the current role that he's in. We're going to go underneath for Kevin Fulcher. Tyquan Weber checks in. 3rd down and 5. And he takes it left. There isn't much. I think we're going for it. Whiteside back in the game. We're going to set up a screen, and he keeps his balance through one hit, but can't get there. And it's fourth down, or actually turnover on downs. So our defense, they've got to do pretty much everything here. Oh boy, someone pick it. No. Hit, he bounced off. Stecker makes the tackle. Third down. Trying to get off the field again. Nice ball. First down. Our tackling is getting sloppy. This is at least more fun, though, and we have a fighting chance in the trenches. Here's pressure. Still on his feet. Stamper finds the opening. A great scramble. Kansas City. Oh, I just call a timeout at the 2-minute warning. What a rookie move. That's terrible. They shouldn't have let me do that. Here's a run. And Kansas City is down to the 4. Hey, we got in the backfield that time. Still fighting to the end. That was a loss of 4. Third down. They got him on the move. Oh, what was that? Man, some great scrambling out of Isaiah Stamper. And that is probably going to end this game. I apologize if this episode hasn't been as fun to watch as the others. There's no guarantee of success, but I still want the time you spend watching this to be worthwhile. I mean, these videos are big, so I really want to make sure that you guys still have a good time, even if the season doesn't end up being all that successful. Pulled down by Blaylock. Hopefully we can have some good games to close this out. I really want to come away feeling that even if it was a bad season, that maybe we got a new quarterback and we got some players moving in the right direction and we're prepared to have a better start next year. There's just nowhere to go. Kick from Sanchez is good. We just need an onside kick, touchdown, 2-point conversion, and then win the game in overtime. That's it, really. Kansas City recovers. I got to stop aiming in that spot, I guess. All right, Montreal will drop to 3-8. How many wins are we going to end up with this season? Not much of a chance at a winning record anymore. Devlin protects the ball. We got some yardage, just need to cap drives off. Barnes goes 6 for 69. The defense is playing better. I can enjoy that. 11 games in, here are the current stats. Max Wilbon, 12 touchdowns, 5 picks. Eddie Devlin, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. So far, his completion percentage and yards per attempt have been better. Wilbon, over the course of his career, typically has, high 50s, low 60s completion percentage. He's only topped 7 yards one time. Elijah Dunn's at 592 yards. 1,000 yards is still in play. Denario Barnes, 55 catches, 618, 3 touchdowns. I could probably do a better job of getting him the ball when we're controlling things on the field. And that might be our only way to really generate the offense we're looking for. Chad Jennings and Darnell Stecker each have 7 sacks. Ortiz 3.5. Newton has 3. We only have 5 interceptions as a team this year. And we have just not been that playmaking defense for most of the season, unfortunately. Let's do some upgrading, beginning with Will linebacker Earl Summers. Should get him some more snaps down the stretch, but he gets a pass coverage upgrade this time. Miguel Ortiz still developing as a pass rusher. He's up to a few this season, and he'll have to really pick things up, especially with all the snaps he's been given. He has been on the field for 400 plus downs. Elijah Dunn is up to an 84 overall, and maybe at some point he simulates a lot better. And the actual rating boosts don't hurt either. He is a top 32 running back. He should be starting. He is, and he's averaging 5 yards an attempt. which I think is a pretty good sign that, we're in the right direction and maybe not far away from a breakout there. And here is Eddie Devlin. Scrambler upgrade again. We'll get break, sack, medium, and short accuracy. Devlin rolling left. He's going to keep it himself. Gaining 11. An empty look from under center. And we're looking for Barnes. One-on-one. He comes away with it. What a catch. Here's Dunn. Getting downhill and into the second level. Devlin rolling deep to the end zone. Oh, Bradford. 1 foot down. That was so nice. We were 99% of the way there. Quentin Whiteside carries on third down and converts. Laylock motions over. A little pick play. He's got the first and goal. Receiver rotation as we flip it to Fulcher. He's headed to the pylon. Touchdown. Montreal's on the board first. Nice tone-setting drive. Snowhawks drive in a touchdown in the third quarter. They lead it by 1. Curry is the quarterback. They still have Kenneth Walker. And an easy pitch and catch. Has not been Tyrell Matthews' season. Curry's going to throw it outside, and Matthews gets spun out. Play fake. There's pressure. And another missed tackle. Some years we just do not tackle very well. Designed run to the right side. We're all over that one. Azarie Thomas. Watch the quarterback scramble here. Third down, Curry. And he's under pressure. Flushed by Schultz and goes down. Jennings started that. And it sends them back to the 36. They'll try a long kick. 53-yard try. Booted through. Seahawks lead. Here's Elijah Dunn. Watch out. Across the 50. Chased by Witherspoon. He's going to win that race and take it 78 yards to the house. I think 1,000 yards is now on the table. Elijah Dunn with an electrifying run. This is to make it a 6-point game. And pressured again. I always end up under pressure here on these plays. I just got to keep in the running back. Seattle running with Kenneth Walker. Another explosive running back. Shows what he can do. Curry spreads the field, calls his own number, and takes off. Curry pressured. Downfield and complete. Jaden Curry, play action and wide open. Our cornerbacks are just a step behind everything this season. Off the play action. Here's a throw to the end zone. Caught! Seattle's touchdown. Barlow can't break it up. And if your good players don't make good plays, what chance do you have? You know what? Let everything go wrong this year and just let some things regress to the mean next season. I'm telling you. The secondary cannot play this bad again. This is Bradford on the return. Bradford to the 36. I really like doing kick returns on here. I wish career mode was better. Imagine having like a running back or receiver that could do some kick returning. It's legitimately fun. I was checking out the superstar mode when the game dropped this year. I made Johnny Sampson. my running back in my road to glory. And I didn't like Superstar whatsoever. So the video never even got finished. Downfield, tough, caught! It's Blaylock. You thought you could beat me with the one-on-one coverage there, playing man-to-man. Gotta have some answers for it. Jeremy Blaylock over 600 yards as Whiteside, watch out! He makes it to the 20. They run down Tyquan Weber. Hasn't had much of a chance on his few snaps so far. We're going to throw it quick. Blaylock makes the catch. A spectacular touchdown. Still one of my favorite players on this team. He feels like a superstar every time we throw him the ball. 27-23. 6 minutes to go in the game. Curry hands. It's a loss to Walker. On second down. Wow. Perfect catch and throw. And is it just me, or is every quarterback we face some superstar or X factor? Or the Patriots back up because Drake May got hurt? Like, where are the mid quarterbacks? And can I face 6 of them next year? With a last place schedule, maybe I can. Second down and 13. It's dumped off. I want to play some man-to-man. Do you trust this secondary, though? Nope, I don't. JSN's in the slot. No, thank you. Here we go. Under 4 minutes to play. Curry steps up. Breaks a tackle and gets the first down. Scrambling quarterbacks really have our number today. Still mad about that Chiefs game. We have a lot of near wins this year. 3 and change remaining. Curry wide open inside the 20. It's first down at the 12. Curry over the middle and down to the 1. The defense just hasn't been able to win us a game. It's just come down to the offense every week. And then the games the defense has actually played well, very few times has the offense played well at the same time. It's just not a good team this year.
Let's go now.
First and goal. Seattle gets the touchdown. Throwing outside. Devlin, what a catch made by Whiteside. That's how the drive begins. We need 3. And by 3, I mean 6. Because I don't want to kick a field goal. Bad pass, Devlin. Whiteside's getting this one. It's a conversion. Timeout. Barnes in the backfield this time. Back to pass. Throw is over the middle. What a catch by Denario Barnes. How is that linebacker covering him? And he still found a way. 52 seconds remaining. We're going to run it with Barnes and get the clock in motion. Barnes makes the catch. We spend our final timeout. And this could be our last chance at a touchdown here. Blaylock had it in his hands. Incomplete. So we send on Sanchez. I didn't want to leave them any time for a good possession. They'll have under 16 seconds. Josh Sanchez makes it 30 apiece. Overtime it is. Snowhawks playing in their first this season. And Seattle will lose the toss, and we will go to defense. Seahawks football, and a completion for 9 yards. Jordan Rivera is down. This is not okay. McDonald and Portillo are the 2 linebackers now in the game. Jaden Curry on the outside. Another 2 missed tackles. Good throw. Matthews beat again. That time in man coverage. Off the fake. Oh my! That could have been a pick 6 for Deontay Mallard. Seattle 3rd and 3. A fullback's in. Curry. Quick toss, first down. Fake from Curry. Deep and overthrown. Jaden Curry gets the pass off, incomplete. We created some pressure, so they'll kick. Loops kick, up and through. A touchdown would end it for Montreal. Whiteside on the return. Cutting out. Midfield. Good run back. Weber in the game. He gets met and loses yardage. He hasn't gotten a quality chance yet, but more chances are coming his way. 2nd down. Unbelievable. We lose an overtime game by multiple scores. That's a anomaly in itself. At first, I thought he was going to be covered by Eamon Wari, number 3. But the linebacker's actually in coverage. I could have thrown it earlier. But he closes that gap, and then he's in range. Frustrating pick 6 to end it. I don't care about looking at the stats this time. Next week against Buffalo. We just made this a 1-possession game. The defense has again surrendered 30 plus. So we've got to get a stop against Trevor Lawrence and the Bills. And they'll run inside. Here is a nice tackle from Artie Barlow. Trevor. Well, they blocked Stecker. Not with the tackle, not with the tight end. Folks, they just tried to block him with a running back. Come on now, that is just disrespectful. Lawrence needs the 40. Trevor underneath, Rivera on the tackle. So we'll at least get a drive, or maybe I'll throw a pick 6 in a more funny fashion. All right, Barnes back deep for the 3-win Montreal Snowhawks. I just can't believe that we're having a 3-win season right now. But I have made like 7 awful interceptions in the final minutes. And that'll do it. We're going to get Elijah Dunn the football as he gets hit down. Only 20 yards on the day for him. So the growing pains continue for this team surrounding Eddie Devlin. They're blitzing, and Devlin has Barnes. It's Whiteside, and first down. Back to pass, and Blaylock hauls in this one for the first. Looking for Bradford. He breaks open. 42 left. Let's call a timeout. Coming across. Oh, what a move that was by Bradford. We've got to go quick now. 30 seconds left. No timeouts. Take a deep breath. And get ready. We're going to the outside, looking to stop the clock as Whiteside makes it to the 7. If we score, we're going for 2. Whiteside motions. Back to the air. It is Bradford with 1 foot down. 2nd and goal. Empty. Pass. Caught. Touchdown. Kevin Fulcher. We are going for 2. Great throw by Devlin as he's hit. Now what's our play? Snowhawks going for 2. And the pass is caught! Jeremy Blaylock. Go ahead, Deuce. Thank you. Good release to the outside. Right there for him. About time. 32-31. Finish this game. Montreal looking for win number 4. Metcalf is wrapped up. Emmett Barnes now playing special teams. And Trevor Lawrence is going to go deep. Here we go. 5 seconds left. And now this looks to be the final play of the game. Time has expired, and that is knocked away. Game over. Montreal wins and are now tied with the Bills at 4-9 this year. I needed that win. Devlin throws 3 touchdowns, 284 yards. Not much of a ground game today for the Snowhawks. Kincaid had 10 catches. Blaylock 8. I know that next time I got to do a little bit better job with Denario Barnes. And one thing, Hugh Jackson had a pick. I think I need to make a slightly altered playbook. I think the default playbooks have improved a lot, but they're overwhelming at the same time because there are too many formations. And I kind of want something more simplified with less formations and more plays within each look. And I want more I formation. I want a little bit more under center. I don't want like 18 shotgun formations. So I think it would help me out if I took the Kyle Shanahan offense and just made a version of it for this series. Cole Bradford's ratings are really good. I like the players on this team. Unfortunately, it hasn't come together the way I wanted it to this season. We're not competing for a title right now, but hopefully we're still finding ways to get a little bit closer. We have a new quarterback. And as of right now, it kind of feels like that this is going to be a more permanent move. I have given Matias Medrano multiple good offers over his interest, and he just turned down $13.5 million. It looks like he's actually going to test free agency if I don't tag him. Let's give Devlin the improviser upgrade this time. Break sack, deep accuracy, medium, short, throw on the run. This appears to be a week where the defense has shown up, but we're also not getting much offense. Let's jump into this third quarter possession now. It's 9-7 Las Vegas. We're going to run this inside. It's Elijah Dunn gaining 4. 3rd down and 6. We want Bradford. That's a 1st down. Rolling Devlin, end zone. Barnes reaches out. He's got it. Touchdown, Snowhawks. That is a terrific throw on the run, too. 2-point try. Trying to go up 6. We're going to run it. We're going to get it. Cliff Pierman. Sacked by Jordan Rivera. Let's go defense. Penalty Jordan Rivera. Touchdown. This one's going to the end zone. Barnes over the shoulder. Touchdown, Montreal. I'm starting to just give him a chance to either make a play or separate later in the route. I love tight formations because you can start inside and then stress the defense outside and create some one-on-ones. And we're just going to let it fly for Denario Barnes in these spots. What a throw. Working on my 2-point attempt still. Bradford, easy money right there. Raiders down 7 now because of those 2-point conversions adding up. Down goes Waters. Sacked by Chad Jennings. Snowhawks chewing up some time as they work into Raider territory. How nice would it be to have this game not come down to the defense? 2:48 to go. Come on, Devlin. We're running this with Dunn. 40 yards for him. Play action. Bradford is there, and that's a first. 3 touchdowns, 269 yards. This is against a good 8-5 Raider team. We're heading to the air. Bradford speedy underneath. Mitchell Bergstrom just got hurt, so Quintana's back in as our center. Would love to give Dunn a touchdown here in the final minutes. Downhill. That's a touchdown. Elijah Dunn. A little outside zone. Thank you, Kyle Shanahan. And that's another one. Really wish it could have been a multi-score win, but the Raiders added a touchdown at the very end, and Montreal wins the game 30-24. These wins have been out there the entire year. Excellent game from Devlin. 278 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dunn scores once. Barnes scores 3 times. Jordan Rivera, 15 tackles, 2 sacks, a costly penalty. Hugh Jackson, another interception. So the big plays aren't coming when we're on the field, but we're getting some production from a secondary player. And I think star dev's on the table for Hugh Jackson. We're going to upgrade Chad Jennings here, who's been making more of an impact. I think that the slider there is now in a more fair spot at the same time. Mitchell Bergstrom couldn't finish that game, but appears to be okay. That's a pass block upgrade for the second-year center. Eddie Devlin and Max Wilbon's playing time is now very even, and this is Devlin's team now. He has been better from a completion percentage standpoint, much better at yards per attempt, and explain to me if, he's doing something to decrease the sack count. It's a colossal drop. He's being sacked not even twice a week. Elijah Dunn's maintained that 5-yard average. He's at 790. Denario Barnes, 6 scores, 841 yards, hoping for back-to-back seasons of 1,000+. Chad Jennings and Darnell Stecker each have 9.5 sacks. That's solid. We still need to develop some more, clearly. Need some more rush. And Hugh Jackson leads the team with 3 interceptions. He's a third-year player. We're really hoping that he could get into star dev, because this is his breakout. Former third-round pick. Picked him up, I think, as a free agent. And he's here to stay. I signed him to a multi-year deal already. One big positive is that we now have a stretch of 3 straight games scoring 30-plus points, and we've done it 4 times over our last 5. Elijah Dunn now has 3 games to get the last 210 yards to become our first ever 1,000-yard rusher. Let's create some excitement going into next season. This year, you got to throw it away and try to find the positives that We can carry into year 8. And I think Eddie Devlin, being an X-Factor quarterback, is a reason to think that this team might be able to actually ascend beyond the ceiling they've hit the last 2 years. We're going to get going now with the running game, and with Elijah Dunn, we'll pick up a quick 16 yards. Third down, Devlin, there it is. Bradford caught. We're going to throw over the middle. Kevin Fulcher ahead inside the 20. Elijah Dunn still going inside the 5. A gain of 15. Promising opening drive. And now, come on. Can't even get the handoff in time. Third down and goal. Play fake and can't throw it in time. But there's 3. Let's see if we can get 27 more and keep the stretch of 30-plus point games. Hey, we're facing a quarterback that isn't an X factor this week. And the Colts pick up 6 on this run. My big hopes with this defense is that we get lucky with a depth trait boost. I think Darnell Stecker, the edge rusher, is a candidate as he's close to 10 sacks this season. And with 3 interceptions, maybe Hugh Jackson. I don't know if the tackles are going to be nearly high enough, but I think he's going to be our new starting safety. I think he's got a little bit better ceiling, and I didn't realize that some of the ratings on Barnes were actually pretty low for a starting safety. The interesting thing in this series is kind of making these decisions about players when they're hitting their ceilings. Do you stick with them, or do you try to find that next guy and pass the baton off to someone who might have a higher ceiling? Because, you know, every year there's usually 1 or 2 players at the least that have a higher ceiling than many others at their position. That was a really nice run. Colts to the 2, end zone, touchdown. It's Tyler Warren. Our offense is still searching for their first touchdown of the day. Third down and 7. Wide open, nice hands by Elijah Dunn. One thing I'm working on, too, in these late games is trying to clean up a bad habit I have playing quarterback. Hey, Weber got room! Weber scores a touchdown! But I'm sure you've noticed that, like, my pocket movement at quarterback oftentimes... Let's see if I have an example here in this game. So you'll see that at the top of the drop, there's this extra hitch here. It's like extending the drop, and it's making it easier for the edge rushers to create pressure. I think it actually leads to some errant throws because the quarterback isn't set, he's moving. And if I throw it there, then that's probably impacting some things. So I'm trying to get rid of that like half step. So I'm just trying to let the animation for the drop just be enough. And I think this was a play where if I had an extra step, it might force him to get the ball out a little bit later, and maybe this doesn't make it to Bradford. 2-minute drill. Floating. Barnes, a nice catch. Had to adjust. So right now is a good time to just kind of work on that habit because it's a 5-9 campaign. I think it comes from just not wanting to get sacked. So here, trying to avoid the interior rush. That's why I often just have this extra movement. Throwing. Weber. Cutting outside. I thought we might get an extra block there. I'm calling this 4-down territory in this spot. Weber's going to carry. Weber, first down. A little extra effort there. So I'm giving him a chance to play here over Quentin Whiteside. I think that Cliff Peterman hitting free agency, we let him walk. And then we continue to use Elijah Dunn. Weber's on the team, probably Quentin Whiteside, and then somebody new to begin developing. Weber getting the focus here against Indy. Ball's out. We do recover. Do I just send out the field goal team here? How much time am I losing? 12 seconds. All right, this has to be fast. We don't panic. We're good. 6 seconds on the clock. Throw it to Barnes. Nearly get it picked. Still have time for a field goal. Just how I drew it up. So, we're on pace if we want that 30-point day. 16-7. Indy from the 32. It's a screen to the outside. Man, this running back of theirs can really play. Y'all want to put him on the practice squad maybe so we can take a look at his game? First down, Colts. In the red zone, a design quarterback keeper. Rivera on the tackle. Throwing over the middle. Yeah, I'm trying to get us some more, fun moments on defense, but it's been a very tough season. Rolling, throwing, touchdown Colts. Nicely done. Colts' next drive has a big play to Troy Franklin and a go-ahead touchdown. We need to get the ball back now. Under 5 minutes remaining. Colts play fake. Throwing outside. Hey, incomplete. Tyrell Matthews on the coverage. Third down and a chance. Pressure. Get him down. Sacked. Emmett Hess finishes the play. First sack of his season, perhaps the first of his career. So 4 minutes now. We got Barnes on a punt return. There's space to the 26. Don't want to waste our defense's efforts here. And he got bumped on his break. Blaylock was going to be open. Can the defense do it again? We backed him up here at the 2. Witherspoon with 4 yards on the run. Third down for Tomlinson. Standing at his goal line. Open. Man, we're not even close. We bid on the fake, and that is broken up by Jordan Rivera. So here is our last chance to get the ball back.
Let's go now.
Colts need 7. We bring a 4-man rush. That is caught. They have all the answers this season. Defense has felt hopeless. Colts win it 21-16, so it's a double-digit losing season this year for Montreal, after losing just a dozen games the last 2 years. You know what? Rest of the year, we're playing Tyrell Matthews in the slot. Let's get weird. Let's upgrade our fullback, Delonte Parham. When I shake up this playbook a bit, I definitely want to make sure we have a little bit more to do with the I formation looks. I think his snaps have to be down this season. They are a little bit. We face Miami. And for every year in this series, there has been a sweep between these two teams. For that streak to continue, the Dolphins would need to come out victorious. They send pressure. We got Barnes one-on-one. There we go. Weber getting some actual positive yardage in this last stretch of games. Play action from the 21. Barnes spins right into the defender. We didn't even start that spinning animation. Weber the carry, and he caps the drive off with a Snowhawk score. Miami football in this 7-7 game. Mike Robertson fake. He's wrapped up. And there is Stecker along with Jennings, the 2 sack leaders. Third and long. Robertson has to check it down. And a fumble. It's recovered by Matthews. And he's tackled at the 16. There is a takeaway. We'd love to finally break this streak, even in this lost season. We're going to toss it out to Denario Barnes. Oh my, he's laid out. To the air. That's Parham, basically playing slot receiver. This is a formation where he's out there. Could not make the catch. He ran a good route, so I guess he's halfway there. But now 3rd down and 15. Rotating the safety there late. So let's challenge or not. Pressure's too hot. Sanchez from 38 yards buries the kick. Wow, he got smoked. I want to find a way to feel better about the defense going into next year. I want to find some coverages we can actually succeed running. I feel like my usual stuff hasn't worked. You know, these days I like to just sit in like cover 6 for most of the day and have that take care of it. But it really hasn't been enough of an answer this season. I've tried to run a little bit more man coverage, but there are so many looks that, you know, we can't handle. I don't like playing man-to-man here when they play everybody tight. You end up with so many players just colliding together. This pass gets dumped off. It's a 1st down. Like, any coverage looks better with a good pass rush. Like, even in the days of the Legion of Boom, when they were known for their cover 3, like, their defensive line was nasty. When the Buccaneers and the Tampa 2 took the league by storm. Yeah, you know how much talent there was on that defensive line? So it often feels like who's in coverage is irrelevant. The responsibility is irrelevant. If they get 3 seconds to make a play, they're going to make it. There's a sack for Chad Jennings. This should be a double-digit sack season for him. Let's get off the field now. 3rd down and 11 on the move. And there we go. Don't let it be a routine play. Hey, a pick for Jordan Rivera. The defense has put in a nice quarter. Why'd we throw a pick? Come on. I almost blamed Wilbon. That wouldn't be fair, would it? Making up for it, 25 yards to Barnes. Driving down in the rain. 4th and 2. We kick. Miami hits a big play in the 4th quarter. They're driving in a 3-point game. Going for a sweep. 16-13. They give it to Achane. How about that stop? Emmett Hess. Can't miss him there with the mustard yellow sleeves. Trying to call a little bit more press coverage to disrupt some of the quick stuff. 3rd down and 6. Forcing the check down. There's your tackle. Tie game in the 4th. And we're going to run. Here we go. Good quickness from Elijah Dunn. Not sure this has been a huge game. It might take a pretty decent week 18 to get him to 1,000. But it's going to be doable. Another run. And this time he gets a block out in front from Blaylock. And one of his best gains of the day. When these slower developing runs set up well, these counters, it's a lot of fun to run those. We're going to roll. And just flip it out there. Dunn makes the catch. Somehow we get like 15 yards. Over the middle. High and intercepted. Over the head of Denario Barnes. So the Dolphins take over. Miguel Ortiz is in on that tackle. I think the rain is probably helping us play some better defense today. I'll certainly take it. Dumped out to Florence. Tackling remains very sloppy. 3rd and 2. They'll throw. Pressure's on Robertson. Got away and throws the ball to the bench. Let's try a little empty. I haven't done a ton of that in this episode. And we're going to throw for Bradford. Wide open in the middle. Bradford's really elevated his game these last couple seasons. He's become the wide receiver 2 this year. Fulcher has been more the 3. We're going to throw a screen. I threw it to the wrong button. I thought square would be left. Back to pass. Go deep for Barnes. And he's got him! Touchdown! It's Eddie Devlin over the top. Nice ball. That's not an easy pass in these conditions with how common overthrows can be. Well, they did popularize the Wildcat after all. The Dolphins are running it here on first down. Florence across the 50. Good gain. That's one I should watch back again. I haven't, I don't think I watched that game live back in 2009 or whatever it was. Here is Florence to the right side, stumbling. I do enjoy watching, on YouTube, there are a lot of, full game broadcasts. There's an NFL Throwbacks channel run by the NFL that puts a bunch of them up. And I love watching the full broadcast. It's just a lot of fun to see some of those old games. All right, we're going to get him to 3rd down and 11. Tyrell Matthews making a nice play. Let's see if we can stop him now. Maybe get some pressure on Robertson. Or not. Pass off the hands of Artie Barlow. But good coverage. Personal favorite of mine to watch back. A game called the Monday Night Miracle between the Dolphins and the Jets. Was a game with a really sick comeback engineered by Vinny Testaverde. Can I spoil it? It's been over 25 years. The Jets scored 30 points in the 4th quarter in one game. It's one of the probably best Jets memories I could possibly have. Both teams were 5-1. And by the way, that 2000 season was also the last time the Miami Dolphins won a playoff game. We were talking about this on one of my channel member streams recently, but the last Miami Dolphins playoff win came before the original Xbox was out. The last time the Miami Dolphins won a playoff game, the Halo franchise did not exist. It wasn't released yet. That's just crazy. Throwing over the middle. No, incomplete. Pass is short of the sticks, caught by Fulcher. It forces the timeout. And the Dolphins will get another chance here. But our defense has actually played pretty well, I want to say. We could end the streak here, guys. Dolphins fans, I do owe y'all another series at some point. We had that false start back in Madden 19. Pressure, pass, broken up by Thomas. Nice job, Sheffield. 3rd and 11, they go over the top. Thomas is there and breaks it up. 4th and 11, Robertson now scrambling for it. So close, and they don't give it to him. We take over on downs. The Dolphins only have 1 timeout remaining. We could reverse, not really a curse, but we could finally end a statistical anomaly. What would sports be if not for statistical anomalies, especially baseball? All right, Dolphins out of timeouts. 1 yard ends the game. Like this close to just splitting a season series for the very first time. Elijah Dunn says, we're done here. Great game by the defense. Eddie Devlin's big passing touchdown to Denario Barnes helps finally end a stretch of this series, resulting in a sweep. Montreal gets their 6th win of the year. We'll play for our 7th and the final game of the season. Hopefully we can build upon some of this late season success going into year 8. Devlin didn't even have that great of a game. He was picked off twice, only had 53% completion percentage. Elijah Dunn went for 69 yards. Barnes over 100. Chad Jennings, 2 sacks. All right. We're going to play one more here in Season 7. Thank y'all for watching. We'll upgrade Denario Barnes. Get him a lot of route running in this playmaker upgrade. So Elijah Dunn needs 58 yards for a 1,000-yard season. We need Denario Barnes to not do anything to get to 1,000 yards. He is right there thanks to that touchdown catch. Big season again for Jordan Rivera. Stecker and Jennings each have double-digit sacks already. I think Miguel Ortiz with one more sack would hit the 5-sack milestone. And I'd love to see Hugh Jackson maybe get a 4th interception. Trying to take care of contracts for next year, we get Bryce Chamberlain a new deal. But these look to be the free agents we'll let hit the market. I don't think that our cornerback depth was anything all that special this season. We'll look to get some new faces on the team, hopefully a little bit higher ceiling. Clifton Levy, we'll see. I think I want to go with a different tight end too, or just play kind of Parham in that role. And we signed Jonathan McDonald because his coverage is good enough to be that third linebacker that sometimes you need. So Elijah Dunn needs 58 yards today. He gets 5 on his first carry. Connor Logan with the penalty, and that stalls our possession. And then a sack for Stecker. I think he has a pretty decent chance at a dev trait boost this year. But the Rams have scored 2 early touchdowns. Dunn at 14 yards, needs 44. And he'll get a couple here before fumbling, and then Chamberlain picks it up, and the right tackle has a first down. Dump it off, nice catch. Delonte Parham, first down. Rams bring 4, we're rolling, throwing. Devlin off the hands of Bradford. Really want to get a sack in this game with Miguel Ortiz. They double Ortiz on second down. It's floated and caught. Hugh Jackson never got his eyes on the ball. Oh, what a play, Jordan Rivera! One of the absolute best interceptions I've seen in this game. And he's down the sideline, the highlight of the year for the Snowhawk defense. What a play by one of the first stars this series ever saw. Yep, gonna have to watch that one a couple more times. Hardesty tosses it over the middle, a little high. Rivera spins out of there, and he takes off. He's got great speed. That's the kind of play that we've been waiting for. Now that one is almost picked by Barlow. So the defense is showing some potential late in the season. We need to build upon this going into next year. I think it can be a good bounce back season for us. We should see next year that quarterback Eddie Devlin probably passes Max Wilbon in the overall. I imagine training camp will be another good chance to close that gap. And the target's going to be the same, to not start 2-4 on the year. Trying to keep the Rams out of the end zone. They've taken it all the way to the 3. Barlow's there, and the tackle's made by Matthews. And here is 4th and goal. Hardesty. It's going to be on the X-Factor quarterback, and he's picked again! Jordan Rivera does it again! Elijah Dunn cutting it all the way outside and getting even closer to 1,000 yards. 20 yards away. Should get a lot of them here. Welcome to the 1,000-yard club, Elijah Dunn. It took us 7 years to finally reach that milestone. And he has a lot of touchdowns this year and a lot of catches. I think that he could definitely be a candidate to get bumped up to star dev. From the 49-yard line, Barnes to the outside. Running room, Elijah Dunn. Setting the high mark for Snowhawks, 1,019 yards. Josh Sanchez will give us the lead here in the third quarter. We gave it up and then got it back as Eddie Devlin finds Cole Bradford for the 48-yard score, but we do not get the 2-point conversion. Rams driving in a 1-point game. Hardesty for Nakua, and that was too much space. Rams are going for 2. Hardesty, can he keep it away from Rivera? Sure, but he's sacked. There's Fulcher. And a big pickup for Montreal. This is 3rd down and 2. There is Fulcher coming across. He's to the 5 and all the way down to the 2. Cliff Pierman all the way to the outside. Snowhawks lead. Laylock to the outside, and we fail on the 2-point try. It is again only a 1-point game. Hardesty has Nakua already at midfield. Rams getting into field goal range. Here is a 1st down run. Nakua is the net running back on this snap. That one is dropped, luckily. It's 3rd down and 10. Hardesty goes short. And we're going to have another chance on offense. Final drive of the year for Eddie Devlin and the Montreal offense. We need 3. To the outside, Devlin. Good ball for Barnes. I've been loving the corner routes with him today. When you can line them up in the slot or just not outside the numbers, you create all that outside space. Barnes again, and nearly into field goal range already. Elijah Dunn, he's got room. Big run across the 25. The Rams are not calling their timeouts. So this is going to come down to us setting up a field goal. We'll run this down inside 10 seconds. And we're going to roll right. Throw it away. Sanchez, the boot. The kick is good. Montreal leads. And with 1 second remaining, all we need is to not give up a kick return touchdown, essentially. This is it for our 7th win. To the right, spinning, brought down. Montreal closes with a win over the LA Rams, 31-30. A disappointing 7-10 season, but we did start developing a new quarterback this year, and I want to see what the future looks like with Eddie Devlin, because his ceiling is far more than just a low 80s overall quarterback. Nolan Hardesty is picked off twice by Jordan Rivera in this game. Without him, we probably don't win. Elijah Dunn, 114 yards. Denario Barnes, 7 for 77. We did not get that sack we were looking for Miguel Ortiz, unfortunately. Mitchell Bergstrom gets 2 upgrades. 4,000 passing yards helps out the offensive line. We'll take that. That's basically 2 upgrades for a superstar center. And now, getting all this playing time during this year, does Bergstrom now become the regular center? Probably. If we're having a bad year, you play for development. And now he's probably a little bit more playable, even if Quintana's still a little bit higher rated. Eddie Devlin, I think, put in a solid rookie season. There's his final upgrade. And we'll look to the future with him as QB1. Hugh Jackson, we'll see if his effort was enough for star dev. I have a feeling he's going to be just short. The offense did go up a couple overalls this year. They're now sitting at 83. And our season is over. 7-10. Below average scoring offense, below average scoring defense. A lot of bad end of game sequences. And let's check out the awards. MVP is Jordan Love. Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year with San Francisco. Look at all the movement. Mike McDaniels with the Raiders. Mike Tomlin with the Texans. Aaron Glenn with the Saints. Still got John Harbaugh with the Ravens. Matt LaFleur still with Green Bay. In the AFC, Ashton Genty is Offensive Player of the Year. Nick Bonito on defense. Jordan Rivera came in 4th. And Offensive Rookie of the Year is Pat Watkins of the New England Patriots. Eddie Devlin came in 5th place. So no big awards coming to the Snowhawks this season. Jordan Rivera does get best linebacker, but at this point he's, hit his ceiling really. Devlin finishes with 14 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, 64% completion percentage, and 7.3 yards per attempt. Those two marks we never saw Max Wilbon reach, even during his best season last year. So I think a full season of Eddie Devlin would be really exciting. Elijah Dunn goes over 1,050 yards with 7 rushing touchdowns. He also had 499 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown. Denario Barnes, 1,077. A little bit less productive than his rookie season, and we didn't run the ball nearly as much with him. We'll need to do more of that going into the next year. Jeremy Blaylock, these might be career numbers for the 28-year-old tight end. It is a career high in catches and touchdowns, not quite in yards. Bradford was very solid. Fulcher, he's good, but he does drop a lot of passes in traffic. The sack numbers aren't bad on Mitchell Bergstrom, so I think the center spot is now his after 2 years of developing and getting some time to start this year. Jordan Rivera, 151 tackles. Chad Jennings, 11.5 sacks, 10.5 for Stecker. Ortiz being at 4 kind of hurts. Really wanted the extra experience. 4 picks for Rivera, 3 for Hugh Jackson. And that is Snowhawks year 7. Delonte Parham, our fullback, is named a Pro Bowler, and so is Denario Barnes, Jeremy Blaylock, and you gotta vote Jordan Rivera. We'll try to make a comeback next year. Let's take a look now at the dev traits and wrap this one up. For those of you that made it to the end, thank you for sticking with the video. Hope you're still looking forward to what's to come in this series. These are the retirements. Gotta wonder about Quentin Whiteside being in his late 20s. But no retirements for the Snowhawks. The Bengals had won the Super Bowl this year, 29-19 over San Francisco. So the AFC North has won the last 3 Super Bowls. And let's take a look at our dev traits. We have an X-Factor quarterback. Jeremy Blaylock to X-Factor. That I did not expect. But he's the type of player I could see us getting in the zone and really making use of this boost. Okay, that's exciting. I think the next goal is to get Denario Barnes there. But the top receivers get some elite production. That could be a tough hurdle. On defense, we got Chad Jennings up to X Factor. This defense has 6 X Factors now. And Artie Barlow at Superstar. That's why it annoyed me so much that we were just not making plays and we were bad. Now Summers, he's not developed at all, so he doesn't really count. Hugh Jackson still at star. Emmett Barnes is at star. I might even consider moving Barnes to corner and just trying to make our cornerback room deeper that way. Athletically, he's similar to Azareye'h Thomas, but there are some good skills. And if we're going to play Hugh Jackson at safety, it's a way to get him involved. All right, Stecker was already at star development, so we have dev traits at all of our spots on the D-line. If we can get Ortiz up a little bit, I think this defensive line could start to turn into something special, because Chad Jennings is already a good disruptor. Maybe in training camp, I give Miguel Ortiz the chance to take his overall up a good notch and get it closer to where Jennings is. At this point, he's established himself as a pretty consistent rusher. And you got to remember, too, that we don't have Matias here because he was injured. So the talent is there on defense. It should be better next year. Leave your thoughts down below on this team after 7 years. Not sure anybody saw this season coming, but it was always on the table with us starting slow. Can't always fix and recover these bad starts. But we got very lucky this year at the same time that we now have an X-Factor quarterback. We can keep developing Damian Lovelock into a backup. We have the chance to develop Barnes and Devlin together into one of the best quarterback wide receiver connections. Blaylock is now an X-Factor. Elijah Dunn got a lot of development this year, even if his dev trait stayed the same. In his career, head coach Leon Daniels is now 46-73. It is the worst coach win percentage in the NFL, just under Kellen Moore. Might be able to pass him, though, next season if we end up playing up to our potential. Here are the career stats now in the series. I don't know how much more of Max Wilbon we're going to see. He's going to be the backup quarterback. And as far as his contract goes, we have him under contract for 1 more year. As our core continues to get older, you're going to see more guys lose their role, perhaps lose their spot on the roster. We'll see about Quentin Whiteside, one of my favorite players throughout this entire series. But I think the future is still bright. And I think next season can be very different. This was kind of the year where everything went wrong. So that is going to do it for this one, everybody. Leave your thoughts down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all when we continue this journey with the Montreal Snowhawks next time. Have a great day.